right, we got Garrett Justin in here. Thank you very much for coming in. Big time security guard, actor.
My pleasure.
20 years in the security business.
That's right.
Big time stuff.
A lot of stuff, a lot of memories, a lot of stories.
And if you look at it, you can see this guy could take a hit.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, take a hit, been hit. It's just another day in the neighborhood.
It happens, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Now, you were born in New York?
No, I actually was born in North Carolina.
Okay.
And then we did the flip-flop. I was here for elementary school, New York for middle school, and then came back here for high school.
Which one did you like better?
I have my loves for both, but
Yeah.
I've obviously been here longer for a reason. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you were saying that you were the one when you were a freshman, or when you were a senior, you would beat up the...
there was always something. There was always something. Even when I was a kid, if I saw someone else getting beat up or something like that, it hit me somewhere. So, and then in high school, like if you messed with my friends, bro, it was just leave them alone.
Yeah,
And
like
then
you were the senior the freshman would go to.
I would tell everybody, like, just tell them that this is, if they mess with you, this is what they got to deal with. And 9 times out of 10, nothing ever happened. They just be like, all right, we'll leave them alone.
So what after they saw what you could do the first time? That person thought twice.
Yeah, exactly. And then not only that, it was more like, I'll be honest with you, the first time there was any scuffle in school, I had just switched to this high school. It was Western High School in Davie.
Yeah.
Right? Now, my first week in there, I managed to piss off somebody in the school you shouldn't piss off. Okay? So one day I'm at lunch and I'm hearing, this kid's coming for you after school, blah, 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 blah. And at that point, I'm getting dropped off by my dad. So I call my dad. I'm like, my stomach hurts. Can you come pick me up? I don't feel good. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I think someone wants to fight me after school. Fuck that. You're going to stay there. I'll pick you up at the same spot I pick you up at. Make sure he follows you there. I get there. My dad's there with my uncle, 2 other 40-year-old guys. They got a crowbar. It was a nightmare. Bro, they made such a scene. I never got messed with the rest of high school.
That's old school days, right?
Yeah.
That's how it should be now.
Yeah, so.
Remember that, Rob? Yeah. That same thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? It teaches a lesson.
Exactly.
Which we don't have now anymore.
It's rough.
So you go through that, you get through there, and then when you get out of there, what was funny that I read was your favorite cartoon was Miami Vice.
Well, yeah, instead of cartoons, was Miami Vice, Magnum P.I., A-Team, those were the things I liked watching instead of cartoons.
So it sounds like you were structuring your life from the gate.
It was always there. And I'll tell you, it was never even growing up. You ever hear something called The Secret?
Yeah, the book, of course. Yeah.
So being that kid all those years, watching these movies, I never wanted to be the main character, the rich guy or whatever. I was like, who's the guy with the shades next to him? That's the guy I want to be.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, bro, that's the life I have now.
Did you read Machiavelli?
No.
God damn. This is 83.
Okay.
And I like the book Machiavelli.
Right.
It's basically The Way to Live. And only 2 people out of 82 have
read
it that's been in. And
well,
one was Roger Stone when he was in Trump's guy. And who else had read it? Maybe this guy Casey.
Okay.
It's a good book, though. It's called Machiavelli the Prince.
I'm gonna do that then.
Yeah,
for sure.
Especially it would relate to that.
Okay.
So then you graduate high school. And then what was your first job from there?
So, it was Atlantis is where I started doing the bouncing. And then just being in that industry, I thought maybe I'd take a career path. So the security license was inevitable. Went and grabbed that. And then after getting the security license, my first real security job as a de-licensed state officer was the gatehouse at Century Village. And within the matter of 2 months working there, just because I, had my stuff together and, I could talk to people and they liked me, I was the supervisor, and then basically had to roam the property, deal with 15,000 units, crazy people fighting, Every unit has a medical, emergency, and a police button. And at any time of the day, they push one of those buttons, you got to go.
So you're on call all day.
Yeah. So that's what broke me into it. And then, to be honest, that's where you start. When you want to get into the security industry and you start low, everybody thinks that they're going to get their license and be somebody famous as bodyguard right off the bat. That just doesn't happen. So little by little, it's tough because those are like McDonald's wages. You're not raising a family on de-licensed security. So to get into that, the only place to go is up. And little by little, I developed a passion for it. I like taking care of people. And before I knew it, it wasn't really a job. I enjoyed waking up and going to work every day. But I've done everything in between. I've worked for LA Fitness. I've done vitamins for Whole Foods Market. So, but this security's, where we kind of just kept it going.
So if you want to be a security guard, there's no fast track to get to like where you've gotten to in your life. You have to start at the Publix and the Walgreens.
I've been successful the last 3 years with my business because of the previous 17. That's the only way I can say that.
Yeah. And you had the patience and commitment to continue to do it,
Exactly.
which a lot of people just don't.
You just have to ride. I mean, you have to. The thing I tell everybody is don't look at what I'm doing and think you're going to make $1 million doing it. Find something you like doing and figure out a way to make $1 million doing it, because you're going to spend your time chasing your tail and it might not be meant for you. And if it's not meant for you, the universe is going to tell you time and time again, stop doing what you're doing. And people get frustrated and this and that, and they just have to look at the bigger picture. Is really all it is.
Because if you don't love it, you won't stick with it,
100%.
and then it will never work anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So pick something else if you don't love it. Don't just do it because you want to walk around with whoever and hope that you're their security guard.
And again,
it's going to take 15 years to have a shot.
100%.
And you better be good.
For sure. And then you got to think you're somebody's right-hand man. So if they ask you to do something non-security related, you got to do it.
Right.
They paying your check. Like you say, no, I don't want to walk your dog. Well, you're not working next week.
Yeah. So a lot of times, in other words, you're not just doing security. When you're at that level or working your way up, it's not just, making sure people are protected or stopping fights. When you get hired privately,
it's everything. Whether they're the people that are listening to conversations they're having, or, I mean, in my particular position I have now, I don't say no to anything. So I'm an office manager. I'm a property manager. I'm, the go-to when something gets broken in the office. So, you kind of develop that role, but the guy that I'm with, I mean, we're like brothers, so there's nothing I would never do for him.
That's interesting, because I never did, and I don't think most people do think about it that way. When you think of a security guard, you think, okay, you're protecting the president, you're protecting a celebrity or a club. You don't think that when you get hired, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Dropping off, the money out of the cash register at 3 o'clock in the morning, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Walking that person's dog who's paying you out the ass.
Exactly.
Yep. At this point.
Mm-hmm.
But you probably had to do that same thing when they weren't paying you out the ass to get to the point.
Listen, we talked about the other club that you had a tie with.
Yeah.
When I worked for that person, that was probably one of the hardest years of my life. I put my body through so much stress, banging around in warehouses, getting filthy every day. It was a bad, that was the bad end of the spectrum. Now, I appreciate what I have because I went through that.
Yeah.
So
I always say, I think that everybody should do some time in jail. I think everybody should have like a couple million and then go to zero.
Yeah.
And then you realize what it's like to have money. You realize what it's like not to have money. And then you realize what jail is.
Well, none of that. You can realize who you are.
Yeah. You'll find yourself out real fucking quick when that happens.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
So you do all that, and you've been doing this 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last 10 years, you started doing more executive stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
And when you say executive security, what is it different? Like,
so I mean, there's different aspects to it. Normally when you say EP executive work, you're talking close protection. Could be celebrities, could be accountants, anything like that. So it's more of the private industry is what I meant by that. Not the de-licensed, working for another company. It was basically a private client contract.
Like a private investigator, but private security.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, when you talk about these licenses, what do you have to do to get your license?
Okay, so basically for the D license and the G, you can't have any felonies in the state. So as long as you have a clean record, anybody can really go get their D and G license. As far as and then the concealed weapon permit is another piece of that puzzle. So really, I promote it as much as I can, that literally anybody can go start their career, and depending on how far you want to go, it's up to you. Because I can put you a D license at Century Village, or I can start throwing your resume to companies that supply security for celebrities.
I was going to get to this at the end, but you were saying that you were kind of getting a little bit bored of it,
yes,
and that you want to move on. You know
yeah.
what you could do is you could just sit back and mentor people.
That's where we're at now. It's more of a consulting kind of
Right.
Yeah.
Like you and your partner no longer have to take the shots. You know,
100%.
unless it's somebody big.
Yeah.
You know, but people watching this or whatever that want to be into security, who better to go to than you?
100%.
And then because you've been doing it 20 years, you'll be able to look at them in 2 seconds and know, are they for real or is this just some bullshit?
Well, that's the thing. In the security industry, it's whatever, because there could be a position where your job is answering a phone. You're not necessarily there as a physical presence. A guard gate at Century Village. I mean, I've worked with 50-year-old women next to me. So, like, it's not.
How boring was that, though?
To be honest with you, that's a tough job because there's a lot of activity that goes in Century Village. You got massage therapists, you got the nurses and the doctors and cousins and brothers and sisters and sons. And what do you mean you can't let me in to see my mom? Like,
yeah,
it's
a lot of bullshit.
There's a lot of bullshit. So, but again, that's what you go through to get to where you want to be.
Yeah,
So,
do you think that would be something you'd be interested in doing?
No, I mean I can't see myself going backwards and then
no, fuck no, not you, no, fuck no, hell no, I'm not talking about the guy that was on Ironman 3. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, do you think it would be an interest to you to create like a website and a firm where people come into you to
so that's what we're
like get evaluated?
100%. That's where we're trying to get into now. It's post-COVID. Pre-COVID, a lot of my accounts were bars and nightclubs and things like that, and 90% of my business went away overnight. But now building back up, I'm not the guy that's going to stand there for 6 hours and tell somebody not to touch your bottles anymore. Like that's.
I think you're kind of above that level.
I'm not doing that anymore. So, but my passion is still there to get my boys off the couch right now to get back into business, because I went from having like literally 100 guys that I could call to put anywhere to I'll put a post on Facebook and 2 people might comment.
Well, yeah, they're getting that stimulus check. Why are they going to get up?
That's my problem right now.
I got to do it, Rob, because you know what they're doing? They're sitting there in the blue and yellow tidy nut huggers. Remember the Hanes blue and yellow nut huggers? I always say this with these lazy fucks.
With potato chips?
With potato chips and a 6-pack of Budweiser. And they're sitting there, hairy belly, didn't even shave, just bums. And just waiting for the next check to come. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's what that check is doing, and that I think they're shooting out another one, or they're trying to.
I heard a bigger one. I don't get it, but
you know who pays that back? Me and you.
Of course. That's I hear these things, and without getting too political, I don't.
I've had enough.
Yeah, it's not. It's 2 things you don't talk about in bars. It's religion and politics.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
that's rule number 1, right? To prevent violent activity.
That's it. So, but I don't know. Somebody at that level has to see what's going on, because it can't be that they're just handing out this money and people are getting job offers and turning them down just so they can keep getting this money.
Right.
There has to be someone's got to be policing it better. Like as far as I know, nobody's out there like checking like, hey, have you really got a job yet? Like, yeah. So I don't know how it's working, but
And I wouldn't consider this political. I would just say that the fact is that it certainly seems like control.
No.
Right? Because now I send you money, you don't have to go to work. Now I control you because you depend on you drank the Kool-Aid.
You drank the Kool-Aid.
You took that check.
That's it.
Now I got your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't want to go to work, and then you get in that routine, and it's tough to break that routine.
People don't understand the human condition. There's a slight chance of addiction there. So you're handing out things that taste good, and they're going to keep eating it,
And then you said you were taught at a young age to play both sides.
Yeah. So basically, things that we won't talk about too much. But there's there's daytime and nighttime aspects to things. But there was a lot of security details that I've done that were not,
I follow what I got you.
And it was more of an aspect of keeping yourself out of jail and still maintaining a service to the people that were paying you.
Right.
And then it was always have a 9-to-5 structured job, and then do what you want on the weekends and things like that, money-making hobbies. Mine just happened to be security, so it wasn't anything, too illegal. But there was definitely a time where I had to make a decision. Do I want to keep, banging around with these knuckleheads, or do I want to, real life.
Yeah.
And I always had vitamin and nutrition experience right out of high school. When I was doing Atlantis during the day, I was at a little mom and pop place.
Yeah.
And it just so happened one day, the rep for one of our national companies, and it was the largest manufacturer in the country back then. It's called Nutraceutical Corporation. They offered me a position at 21 years old for a statewide key account rep for just Whole Foods Market.
Wow.
So I was making $100,000 a year doing that, another 25 doing bouncing in Atlantis. But, that's where I developed, the brains to run an office and, still be able to drive you and do security and stuff.
So you were taught the best of both worlds. You got the kind of like the retail and dealing with people, and also then the nightlife, with that whole blast of fun.
Exactly. So that's basically what I basically got paid to hang out on the weekends.
Yeah, and you were 18 in Atlantis. I still can't get over that. This fucking kid's you're 18 at Atlantis.
My friends from high school are all calling me like, bro, how do we get in? Like,
some fun times there, I bet.
Oh, sure.
And you say that bodyguards, we don't like to show that we stay active because our success comes with deadly reactions. I love that. I had to put that in. So elaborate on that one because that's your quote.
Yeah.
That's
so I mean, you can if you look like a bodyguard, you're kind of not. I mean, like one thing I'll say, you have people that are in the profession to be in the profession, and then you have people that are in the profession to see who's watching them.
It's got to drive you nuts.
How many views did I get on my post today?
That's got to be nuts.
It is.
I mean, drive you nuts because of all your hard work in a way.
It does, but at the end of the day, like if they're happy and that's what you want to do, you want to be on Instagram, foo haha, that's fine. But someone's gonna check you one day, and you're not gonna have the skills to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So I'm always there for them. I always help them out. I'd break my back for them. But that's where they're happy. That's what they want to do. Me, I'm not that guy. Like I'll play in clothes, play with the kids. I do silly shit. Like it's not you don't want to be walking around with that ego that like you're a tough guy like Charles Bronson or that's not it. You're it's kind of taking more of a customer service approach to things and being secure with yourself, because I feel like the other guys are unsecure with themselves, and that's why they have to put on that big facade.
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot in general with like authority. A lot of times it's the guys that like you or I'm not saying you, but maybe I could see you doing it. Like when we were freshmen, throwing the cupcake at the retard across in the cafeteria. You know what I mean?
I would have been all over you like stink on shit, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
But now the one that I threw the cupcake at is now with the FBI waiting to kick in my door or a cop waiting to pull me over.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's because they were picked on, like you were saying, and, insecure. And there's a lot of great Fed agents, don't want any problems. Don't want any problems with nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So it's become like a lot, the name bodyguard, like, I mean, if you told somebody you were a bodyguard, you would, have some comp that would make you feel good, So I think like people watch movies a lot and think that it's a great, it looks great on TV, but people, granted, I'm lucky because I have a full-time client, but you're not making that money on a consecutive basis. So like you have to take what you get and be happy with it. So, knowing that I can handle whatever comes around is fine. Acting like I know that is, it's not needed.
Well, it won't be real though, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's you're putting on a facade.
Yeah,
we're just normal people. At the end of the day, like if something happened to you, I'd be right there with you, regardless of and that's even if I didn't know you.
Yeah,
like if something happened, we're standing in line in Publix, like I'm that guy. I don't have to tell you that I'm that guy, but when shit hits the fan, hey, I got you.
I like that. You're like that guy at the bar that wears like sandals and a ripped up T-shirt and didn't shave for a week.
Exactly.
And you think, what a bum, and then you find out 3 weeks later that the guy's worth $500 million and has a yacht up at
not there yet, but
no, but I mean the example, because you're just standing there, and that's why like when I did your picks, I was, you look tough as shit. So when I made this up, I put the nice one there to show like, hey, he's not to be fucked with.
Yeah.
But look at him. If
That's
he was
where-
that mean, he wouldn't have a nice face like that.
That right there is exactly where the whole acting thing came from. Because, to be honest, like I said, I took my girlfriend to an audition, and some lady just asked if I had tattoos.
Yeah.
That's how it all started. So they liked what they call range. So I could be the dad picking up my kids at school, or I could be the, inmate, Aryan Brotherhood, whatever, for, whatever it is. And,
Yeah.
And so that range is why they kept calling, and, I had the gigs that I had. So.
And that's your team right there?
That was my team pre-COVID. One of those gentlemen actually has made quite a name for himself. Second to the left, Corey Portner. Give him a shout out wherever the cameras are, buddy.
Yep. Shout out to Corey Portner.
There you
right?
go. Yep.
Good for him.
That kid, he came up through the mud with me when I was opening my business, and has just, surpassed anything that anybody could have expected. Private clients are blowing his phone up like crazy.
And loyalty.
Loyal. I can't ask for anything more. This kid's been like my little brother, like best friend.
Dealing with all this,
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question for you. What the fuck is going on with these people nowadays? Like this new generation with this entitlement bullshit. You're around it all. I'm around it, but you're around it all the time. What the fuck is this shit?
Listen, I actually helped out in West Palm for the riots that they didn't really hit the downtown area, but a few of the businesses had me and a couple of the boys, hang out that night.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, it's not even an entitlement thing. They don't have any fear of repercussions.
Is that what it is?
If you're actually in those environments, it's like there's no concept of I'm going to get in trouble. Like it's not, and when I say it's not racial, it's not. I saw older people, white, black, Chinese. Everybody's there, and it was just an excuse to do some dumb shit.
Yeah,
basically what it is. And now the entitlement, that's the one ugliest word. Even when you talk about like spiritual things and things like that, entitlement is what breeds what you see now. The world is falling apart.
And with that too, but like your friends, like say you start a business with a friend. Now you're the one who put 20 hours into it a day for 3 years. Now you've had him along the whole time. He goes home to his girl, or he gets some idea in his head that he's the one who did 20 hours a day for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden he's, going around saying, oh, well, Tommy's got this and I'm in a Priya. Well, when I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning and waking up at 8 to keep working, what were you doing? You know what you were doing? Sleeping in bed with your girl, having a good time out while I'm doing it. So now when, I would get to a certain level, and this has happened multiple times, in a business, those same people that I brought along with me, at some point, eventually, it's always happened, they would get that entitlement that, well, why am I not getting 50-50?
Yeah.
Well, you don't
have the insurance payment, and
you're not paying the office.
Exactly.
You're not sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
You're not dealing with all the BS that you have to deal with.
I can't tell you how many times it's happened. It actually happened once recently. We'll leave it at that.
Right.
But it's like I said, it's part of the human condition. The only thing I can do is evaluate it, know that that's the type of person you are, and wish you luck on your way. But once I see that, that's it.
But it wasn't like I don't mean to ask you, how old are you? You're a guy.
I just turned 40 this weekend.
I'm Italian, so if you were a woman, I couldn't ask you.
Just turned 40 this weekend.
So all right, so you're 40. So I'm 39. All right, so but it wasn't like that growing up.
No, not at all. There was, and especially those impressionable years, I was in Long Island, so I had those old school. That's where I got part of who I am. Is my uncle is a Teamster up there, so that blue collar mentality I had. But people don't have that work hard to play hard.
Yeah,
it's just like I'll play hard and then I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, like me and him both grew up in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I was in Jersey all the time and went to New York a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So in that area growing up, people had loyalty. Like you want to borrow a piece of bread, here's some bread. You need milk. And the biggest thing, and I think you'll agree, and we all agree in there, fear. You feared when your dad came home or your grandpa came home.
Yeah.
You had fear.
Yeah.
And once you had that fear, that led on to the rest of your life. You know, you think twice about shit after you get
For
a little
sure.
bit of an ass beat.
For sure.
And now you put the kid in the room, right? And I always say the same thing, but I like talking to it about like really intelligent guys, you know, guys like you that deal with this shit, because you know, you can't do anything because you can get arrested,
Right.
right? So now you want me to put my child in the bedroom, which he or she probably has something hidden to play with, knowing that they're going to end up in there. So what do they care if they got to sit in there for 2 hours?
Right.
Is that going to change them?
Right.
But if I take my belt off and just give a little tap a few times, and if I say, look, the next time it's not going to be a little tap, not hurt them,
Yeah.
but just let them know.
Right.
I think that's what's missing in today, and that's why people sit at home and don't go to work and feed off the government. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, people don't want to take initiative to change, you know, whether it's themselves or, you know, what's going on in their house or whatever. So
How do you fix that?
it's not
You
by,
don't.
Not by handing them another check. You know? So,
Yeah. The more checks that they're getting, the less that anything's going to happen.
Yeah, it's I mean, with kids these days, I mean, I was lucky enough that my dad remarried and I had some younger brothers and sisters, and he kind of did it the right way. I mean, he didn't really spank anybody, but I mean, just the screaming and I mean, he had that intensity where like, shit, I
Yeah.
don't want to see that again, you know?
But yeah, and a lot of guys like that, they have them eyes. Like
Yeah.
your father may have had those eyes where you know that if you say something back,
Oh yeah.
he is going to get you.
So me and my dad, when I grew up, we were like brothers. So when we fought, we were rolling around the house, knocking the coffee table over.
Yeah,
like,
see?
you know?
And then when you're done, hey, what do you want to go eat?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah,
Exactly.
right? You know, because
You good? Yeah, you good.
yeah, we're good. You know, make everything look good for mom. Let's go
Yeah.
get something to eat.
There you
You
go.
know, and now look at you. You know, you're disciplined. You know, you're willing to work your way for 20 years basically to get where you're at.
Yeah.
And then when you get content, it's time to move on. It doesn't matter how big you are, what you've done,
That's
who
right.
you do. You know, because if you get bored, it's over.
That's it.
You know?
That's where I've come to now. So we're kind of shifting more into like high end concierge stuff. The client that I have, he has a lot more businesses that he does. So we're looking at opening up a bar. We have Airbnb. It's actually a $7 million Airbnb on Las Olas. Car rentals. We do Sprinter rentals.
Yeah.
You know, all that stuff. And that's, you know, I'll be completely honest. During COVID, the people that had money were still spending money.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the Airbnb that we had was booked 90% of the time. So we had clients coming in and out of there. And, you know, and then Sprinter rentals, like people that were locked up in the house for 10 days. Hey, you get 8 people in a Sprinter with a full bar and I'll drive you around for a couple hours. And, you know.
Now, if somebody wants to get a hold of you to, you know, get a Sprinter or, you know, the Airbnb.
Everything's usually, right now we're doing everything word of mouth. I mean, I had a website up. My little brother's trying to work on getting that back up again.
Yeah.
And then, but everything that I've come has been word of mouth and social media.
So they could direct message you on Instagram.
Facebook, you know.
Is your main thing Instagram? I mean, I'll get to it
Facebook.
later on,
Facebook
but-
is where I get, you know, a lot more traffic, but
Cool.
you know, you can hit me up on either of them.
And so this is active right now.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and
Yeah.
you're doing Sprinter trucks, the Mercedes
Yep,
Sprinters.
we have a Sprinter limo that we rent out, and then we also So the whole thing about my business, it's a network. So if I don't have it, I have 3 other companies that I can call that'll get you what you need.
Right.
So that's how I do everything. So we have a Sprinter limo, we have the Airbnb. I have 2 companies that do exotic car rentals, and then I have 2 limo companies that have fleets of vehicles that if you needed a Sprinter or a party bus, like, you know, I got you.
So you'll rent out exotic cars as well.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wifey just got the 2021 Vet for a couple days.
Did she?
Yeah.
They cut that just like the Lamborghini.
Oh, it's amazing.
I went to shout out to Victor Concepcion.
That's my guy.
I went to the Wings, Wheels, and Fashion thing.
Yep.
And when were you there?
Well, I was in the Bahamas for my birthday, but
Oh,
those
that's
were
right.
my boys. that
Yeah,
were
yeah.
there.
He did a really good job.
Okay. Shout out to Nick. Nick, love you, buddy.
Nick. I don't think I know Nick.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know Vic.
Nick Lombardi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick's Vic. Vic is my guy.
Yeah.
Really cool guy.
Yeah, love him.
Did you ever hear him do The Rock?
I did.
I had him on the
really had
podcast, and I met
the eyebrow.
Yeah. No, we had him do The Rock is cooking.
Okay, I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had him do that one, and the best one he did was Hogan.
Oh, I
Did you ever hear his?
No.
Oh my goodness, it
Okay.
is killer.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta
pull him
ask-
aside and ask him to do that one
Yeah,
day.
I did a podcast with him maybe a week and a half ago,
Yeah, I saw that. I
Did you? Thank you for watching it.
Facebook, yeah.
and we had him doing what is The Rock cooking?
Mm-hmm.
What else was he doing, Rob? It was what's that?
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
Good
Yeah,
shit.
he's good. But
yeah, I've known Vic a long time, man. Back to
he worked his
off the
ass
hookah
off
days.
too.
He was
Yeah,
yeah. So
and now he's all over.
good for him.
Yeah,
Yep.
great guy.
Yep.
And when I walked in there, they had the Corvette there.
Okay.
Yeah, right? And no, you know what? It was a Ford.
The Ford GT thing.
I mean, it looked like a Lamborghini.
Yeah. I know
Did you see it?
No, I wasn't there.
I mean, have you ever seen the
No,
car?
I don't know what you're talking. If it's the one I think it is, it's
Google the new Ford GT. Yeah, it looks like a Lamborghini. They cut it like a Lamborghini.
okay.
While he looks that up, but yeah, it was good. What were you doing in the Bahamas? Security?
No, it's my birthday.
Oh, Joe. Well, happy late birthday.
Yeah, it's 40.
Yeah, you know, Sean only tells me bits and pieces of
That's
things.
all right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's busy. He's got his hands in a lot of things.
See, now, look, that's a Ford. That one
Oh
right there.
shit. Okay.
Go to the first one. That one right there.
Oh wow. It looks like the vet a lot, but a little cuter. Look at that.
$500K for a Ford?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And
And not only that, they said the vet was 60. I haven't seen a vet for 60 yet.
Me
They're all
neither.
over 100 grand.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could probably get a 60 that's like maybe it doesn't have the engine in it, right? I don't know.
We'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Holy hell. I didn't know it was 500 grand. Well, I guess that's why it was at Victor's thing.
That must be.
Damn. That does not look like a Ford, right? I went in and I said, oh, is that the Huracan? What is that? And then I saw the big Ford.
Ford.
Symbol. I'm like, Ford?
Okay.
The Bronco's back now too.
Yeah.
The-
have
oh,
you seen
the-
that thing?
Bronco.
O.J. Simpson Bronco?
Bro, it's not. It's
weird
like a
looking.
Lego.
Is it?
And it's tiny.
Yeah, it's weird looking.
Yeah.
Pull that up.
I saw one. I was like, that's not a Bronco. Like you called that the wrong name. Yeah.
What is it?
It's small. See?
That's the Bronco?
Yeah. And it's the size of a Jeep.
It's like when the Jeep came out
What
with
the
the
hell?
that smaller looking Jeep, but this is bigger, but it looks like that weird style.
Go to the road and track one. Garrett, that looks like shit.
No, I can't do that.
It looks like a Jeep.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah.
Bronco.
I'll take my
it's
Jeep.
not-
Whoever decided he's got a Jeep.
Yeah.
Jeep over that any day.
Yeah.
Any day. Yeah, because that's a Jeep. That's not a Jeep.
Yeah.
So what would like as you were going through this, was there any particular like event that you really had a good time doing? Doesn't mean like celebrity. I mean just
So I mean, we were part of the Super Bowl last year.
were you?
Yep, we had a company that was based out of Texas that didn't really have a footprint in South Florida to get the number of guards they needed for the Super Bowl. So we kind of piggyback off of them, and I mean, originally they wanted 250. I think I got them 180, and then of that 180 trickled down to where, I mean, they all got to go through FBI credentials and
The
things
whole
like
nine,
that.
yeah.
So, you know, I got them a good chunk. But again, that something like that was fun. We didn't make any money,
No?
but yeah, it was basically for the guys to say that they were part of the Super Bowls. You know,
Right,
why we
good
did it.
portfolio.
Exactly.
I would say.
But yeah, it was fun to do that. I mean, I got to meet the heads of the NFL and all
Did it
kinds of
really?
stuff. Yeah,
That's some
it was
big
great.
connections.
Yeah.
See, now that could lead to some
So
big.
I
stuff.
got an email that's one of the guys of the committee that is responsible for Super Bowl sent me an email. I mean, I could have been involved in the one that just passed because it was still in Florida, but I don't know so many people in Tampa. So
Well, congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
but,
Were you in the field?
no, I mean we had some positions where the guys were there. I didn't go that day, but the rest of the guys that there, some were on the field, some were in the stands. A lot of them, you break it up between the outer security and the inner security. So I had to make sure all my guys were the inner part and not working a parking lot somewhere. So,
And that's with
Exactly.
the pregame.
Yeah,
they
the
could hit
stupid
it.
stuff.
Now that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, so the thing with them is, I mean, everything. If you wanted to be part of the Super Bowl, you had to be there at like 4:30 in the morning, and you were there till 8 o'clock at night or whenever they let you go. So a lot of the guys didn't. They'd rather watch it with their boys and things like that because they don't really. The Super Bowl doesn't pay much. I think the rate for the guards was like $17 an hour. It starts at 24, and then after the company I'm with gets their piece and trickles down to me, I think the guys were getting like 16, 17 an hour.
But don't they understand that you could put I did the Super Bowl on the portfolio?
Right.
Now, do you think when you go to get another security job and they see that you
worked the
can
Super Bowl,
prove that
that
you
you
worked
worked
the
the
Super
Super
Bowl,
Bowl.
that they're not going to hire you?
I can't.
You rather go drink with your boys? if you have that in your portfolio, I mean, who isn't going to hire the guy?
Right.
I mean, I don't know
I
security,
can't
but
speak.
am I right?
I
Am I
can't
wrong?
speak for them.
If I see a portfolio and the fucking guy worked the Super Bowl, I mean, it's a done deal.
Building
Yeah.
your resume.
I mean, to me, that's just like walking around with Sylvester Stallone.
Mm.
What's it there? I mean, he'd be easier than the Super Bowl,
Right.
probably.
Yeah.
Did they have any issues?
No, nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Did you ever do any security for like any political people?
No, no political people. Most of the celebrity contacts were with whatever club I happened to be working with at that time that, they might needed, the celebrity picked up at the airport and driven to the club and then vice versa. So.
I'm sure that's a nightmare.
No.
No, I mean, no, like doing like political shit.
Oh, yeah. I try not to get involved in that stuff
Yeah.
because, you see what goes on.
Because if you go one way for the job, then okay, you're for
You're
this guy.
flagged for life.
If you go this way, you're there for that guy. When all you're doing is just work.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll basically get blackballed.
100%.
In so many words.
Yeah, I think a few of my boys did get called to do that fighter thing with Trump Jr. He did like a little
Who was that?
tour.
Eric or Jared?
No, this was a couple of boys that work for me, Anthony and a few others. But they, I'm not sure what the name of the campaign was, but they had them running around the country for a week or two, following their events and something. But that was good for them. They get that on their resume and stuff like that. I try to stay out of that stuff.
But when you're building up, like you were saying,
Yeah.
but you don't need to do that now.
Yeah,
You're way above that headache.
I can't. Yeah,
And it could very well hurt you
Yeah.
at this point in your career. You got 20 years, you got a portfolio, you
Mm-hmm.
got heavy hitters that hire you. Let's just say that they like Biden or they like Trump and they see you at the opposite.
yeah.
You know how it is now. You're out.
Yeah, they won't even talk to you.
Yeah,
Just
you're
go on
done
to the
for.
next guy. Yeah.
And then you were moving jewels for Russia?
So there's a lot of Sunny Isles Beach is a lot of Russian people. So
Yeah.
there's a few jewelers that had me go pick up stuff at one location and bring it to another, and so on and so forth.
Very expensive jewelry,
Yeah,
I would assume.
Yeah, I don't look in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Just drive a truck?
Just drive. I don't.
Just-
Just drive.
A to B?
A to B.
I'm done.
I'm done.
How long did you do that for?
They call every once in a while. I mean, it's not something I turn down, but
Yeah.
they it pays good and we're all friends. If I ever in Russia and I have a problem, I know who to call.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the yesterday we had a guy. Was he from Russia? Or he was from Ukraine?
Ukraine, yeah.
Yeah, the guy I was telling you about.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a fucked up place over there in Ukraine.
Yeah,
Have you been out of the country doing security?
Yeah, a few times, but not Russia. No.
Where were you at?
I did a few things in Germany. Literally just
A to
A to
B.
B, and then those were private flights, private everything. Literally just going and picking. This was a family member, grabbing them, bringing them back.
Yeah.
And then a couple trips to the Bahamas that we can't talk about. But,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
that.
sure.
Uh-huh.
That's cool though, you know. Now, do they? There's a lot of English speaking over there in Germany, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I didn't make it past the airport. It was literally there and back. We spent most of the entire time on the plane.
Really?
Yeah,
Whatever.
Don't
It's the gig, right?
yeah. Nowadays, when those come, you'll see occasionally I'll throw it on Facebook and see if anybody's available. But I farm all that stuff out now.
Give me the worst situation that you were in that you could talk about. Nothing that you can't talk about. Just a bad situation that happened that.
So
that you
my
can-
first experience with a gun was Bayside in Miami.
Oh fuck, Bayside.
Yeah, one of the clubs that I worked for back then had a location there, and in escorting out two of the VIP clients, there was a group of people waiting for them in the parking lot already, and it turned into gunfire literally before at the drop of a hat. So where the VIP section was, we had with the VIP parking in the parking lot we had two detail cops that were literally hiding in the bush when this happened. And I for a second you freeze. Like, I mean, I swear to God, I went numb. I couldn't hear anything. I was deaf. And then you just snap out of it, and I went into protection mode. So I grabbed my group, ran to their car, got them in the car, went to my car where I had my piece, and My car was hit 5 times while I was standing next to it. So that was
Wow.
yeah, that was one.
Okay, so you're working at VIP.
Yeah,
You're taking these 2 guys out.
well, I worked for the club.
For the club.
Yeah, so we're literally just walking our clients out to
Yeah,
the
like
car
you're
after
escorting
the end of
them
the
out.
night. Yeah.
And when you go out, you see people there that are ready to take pictures.
I don't know who the guy is. Miami was that was a very interesting location because I'm sitting here working and we're 2017, 16. I'm getting tipped thousands of dollars in old ass 50s. Okay? Right? So like
Yeah.
there's a ton of like I mean, you had the same guys come in and spend 20 grand on a table every Friday night. So you don't have to ask what's going on. You already know.
Yeah.
And then so whatever it was it ended up in the parking lot. That's what happened. But had I not been there, they wouldn't have known the description of the car or the guys dipped in. Like, so that right there was, where most people would be like, "Fuck, I'm not doing this again." I was like, "Fuck, I want more." Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because that was like the adrenaline
Yeah,
rush, right?
yeah.
Like the first real one.
yeah.
And the cops went and hid
They
in
were
the
yeah,
bushes.
in the bushes.
Well,
They said they literally jumped out and said, "What kind of car was that?"
but you know what? You want to give a cop 30 grand a year to risk his life all day long.
Yeah.
I'm hiding in the bushes
Yeah,
too.
I can't knock them.
So I don't knock him.
Yeah, and like I said,
and if they want to defund them, are you fucking
I
crazy?
can't listen. I try not to watch as much TV. As
I'm with you,
possible,
but God, come on. I mean, how can you not mention that? You know
Yeah.
what? I think one state already did it. There was one state that already defunded them. Right?
I heard that
Oregon, I think, was
a
trying
while
to.
back that Chicago was doing more like neighborhoods were hiring private security instead of police now. Yeah. So like if you you had like a block of people, y'all
Yeah.
put in. I mean, why not?
I got a friend that lives in Chicago, and he won't even take his kid to like because his kid likes to go on the subway,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just going down there firing away.
Yeah, you can.
And the cops aren't going there, and these guys are just firing off to get up in their gang or,
Yeah.
or whatever it may be.
So,
So now he can't even go there, and this has been going on for the last year. He said he hasn't
Yeah.
been there because they just come in and fire off midday, morning. It doesn't matter
I guess you have to look at who runs the city. I
who
mean,
runs the city, and
yeah.
also how can you
What
expect?
side are they on?
Yeah,
That's
right.
That's all it comes down to.
Or who's throwing money to them,
Exactly.
or
And-
whatever the hell else.
And I'm from New York, so you see everybody's leaving New York and coming here.
Yeah.
So I don't know how people can just go keep, not asking questions. It's like it just baffles me. Like let's change the subject.
Yeah. Because it just gets so frustrating.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
You know?
Because these are all people, and when you see what it's doing, and the people don't have the sense to see what it is, and you're gonna like shake them and be like, "Do you understand what's going on?" They're oblivious.
Yeah, they're just not in touch with reality, and
No.
they wake
Not
up
at
every
all.
day, do the same thing every day, and they just repeat
It's okay to them.
repeats a piece, and
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is going on. But I don't know if they don't read or they just don't care, but the effects that this is going to have,
Yeah.
and you can't blame the police for not wanting to run into gunfire for 30 grand a year.
100%.
You
There
can't.
was a time when I was on the security path that based on the connections that my dad had, I was going to go BSO. BSO was the highest paid police department in the country at that point. It was like 52 grand a year, I think was what they were paying. And as I got closer and closer and passing my tests and getting there and getting ready to get sponsored, I'm like, I don't want to do this. It's like, and then it wasn't even about the money. It was that aspect of helping people and, being that, a figure that I was in high school. I get to help everybody and it's a job. As I got closer and closer, I mean, when you're a cop, that's your life.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just 40 hours a week and you get your check and go home. You're training. You got to go to the shooting range. You got to go have a course or a seminar and this and that. Like, so, at that point, I kind of stepped back and I'm like, is this really what I want to do? And thank God,
And terrible shifts.
terrible shifts.
You never know. At least like with the security, you kind of know what you're getting into.
Right.
When you're a cop and you pull somebody over, you have no idea who's in that car.
100%.
And it's terrible hours, especially I'm sure in the beginning.
Yeah.
But at least at that time it was 52.
Mm-hmm.
I think some places are like 22, 23, 24.
Really.
I'm not doing shit for that.
No.
I'll sit and eat.
Yeah, that's what
I
they're giving away for free.
don't want to make any of them mad, but I mean, I'll sit and eat a grilled chicken sandwich.
Bro, they're giving that away for free right now to stay at home. And you're gonna go play cops and robbers?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it's a good thing that you didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But
It's funny how everything works out.
Yeah, but shout out to the guys who are doing it, because I mean,
100%. I actually help. They when they need extra work or stuff like that, and I have something that they're available to do, they got to clear it with their captain or whatever. But I offer them, side jobs all the time.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Like a second job.
And then clients like that. Oh, he's an ex police officer, ex-military. That they like hearing that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one, and then any other crazy situations that had happened that.
I mean,
that's pretty crazy. Got fired at 5 times and they missed.
Yeah, that was one of those.
Obviously, they need to go to the gun range, right?
Bro, I was looking at that was an angel moment there.
Yeah.
There was something there because I mean, literally 5 times on the side of my car, and I was standing right there. And then there's been a lot of big brawls, dude. A lot of big brawls. Like there's in West Palm Beach, there was a club in PGA. We won't name names.
Sure.
But it was known for its
Latin night.
no, it was called First Friday, which is the first Friday of every month.
Yeah.
Where it was hip hop night, and the club wouldn't do shit all week. But Friday night, First Friday was I mean, they couldn't even get in the parking lot. This was they couldn't even get. I was about to drop it right there. But
Yeah, I was gonna. I
couldn't even get. They couldn't even get.
I could take it out if you slip up.
So, and then again, I'm the only white boy in vicinity.
Yeah.
So, but
Gee, he's not a security guard.
no. But the thing is though is that most guys are like, oh, I'd never work a club like that. What, are you crazy? And it's like, at the end of the day, all of them are my friends.
Yeah.
Like, that you grow, you get rapport with people, and occasionally you might have to turn the cheek if they're smoking something or whatever. But at the end of the day, you just made a friend.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you work? Or why? Because it's hip hop night.
Yeah, and then occasionally if
it's
it's a fight, like they're not fighting the bouncers. Like it's him and somebody else. Like you're there to make sure that it stays where it's at, or you try to get it outside. So
it's just stupid. Why wouldn't you want to? I mean,
yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I've broken every finger on my right hand. I've had my ear bit. I had to run to the hospital.
You probably liked it,
but that I wasn't too funny. I was like, bleach me, whatever, get it off.
I mean that respectfully, as in like this is your career, and
oh yes,
you got the job done. Maybe you took a punch.
Now the fighting thing, as much as I don't ever have a problem with it, I never want to do it. Like it's not an enjoyable thing, and then afterwards I always feel like shit. Based on whatever happened. If I lost the fight or won the fight, now I feel like an asshole for the next.
See, and to me, that's a real security guard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're not in there looking around trying to find someone to fuck with so you can come home and tell everybody, yo, I was working security last night at, the pawn shop. And, I fucked 5 people up, blah, 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 blah. That's just.
I've been head of security at the pawn shop.
Have you?
Yeah.
What's the guy's name that owns it? I talked to him a lot.
Cleve.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a very nice
awesome
guy.
Dude.
Yeah.
Awesome dude.
But like they'll want to go there, and that's just what I call that as a fugazi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when you go in it and you're trying to avoid the fighting, you don't want to fight.
That's right. So growing up, like I said, with the Miami Vice and things like that, I got to give it to Patrick Swayze, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the man.
I had to say it. So.
What a shit way to go, though, huh?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
You couldn't get anything worse than that.
Yeah, he looked so bad towards the end, bro.
And he was still pumping out shit.
Yeah. So he was
the man. Beast mode, right?
Yep, for sure. But that mentality, that Dalton mentality from Roadhouse, was the movie.
Yeah.
That's the persona that I, not even from that movie. Like I don't watch it like a mantra or anything, but that person is the person that I ended up becoming. You know what I'm saying? It's always for the greater good, not, you're not there to prove a point or anything like that. It's, obviously you look like you can do it. You don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Isn't it funny how little things that happen throughout your life that you think are meaningless end up becoming extremely important later?
It's the secret.
When you
man.
look back,
That's it.
it's nuts, right?
That's it. You put energy into it, man. It happens.
It's really funny how that goes.
And it didn't dawn on me until one day I was talking to somebody. That's actually me and my girl were going to a couple's thing, okay? And she told us to make a vision board. And I was like, fuck, I haven't done that in forever.
What's a vision board?
That's basically everything you want in life that
like goals.
You manifest. Yeah, you cut pictures out of a magazine. You want a mansion, you want a car, you want this and that. So little by little, I'm sitting around and I'm sitting in a $7 million mansion. There's a Bentley outside. Sorry, Rolls Royce. There's a Rolls Royce outside. Not mine, it's my client's. I got my Suburban, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, holy shit. I'm where the fuck I wanted to be my entire life. And it was at that moment that, I shed everything that I had been through in the past, and I was a new guy.
It clicked.
It clicked.
Yeah.
And then, it just kind of blossomed. That's all I can say. People say all the time, how did you get so successful so quick? I don't know.
I would say
it was,
hard
obviously
work.
the hard work for the last 17 years. But at that moment, I had no idea why it happened now.
Yeah.
Why now? Why at 37 and not at 27? And it's probably because I wouldn't have had the maturity to handle what I have now back then.
Yeah, and you never gave up.
Right.
That would be my answer.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me, if they said, if I'm you and I'm doing all this big time stuff, how did you get there so quick? I would say, well, I never gave up.
Yeah, and then
I failed, but I didn't give up.
It's always been a struggle. I didn't have parents that I could say, hey, let me get 10 stacks so I can go open something. Even recently I had to help, mom out with a car payment, but, it's, here and there, not here nor there. But in the grand scheme of things, it was, appreciating what I have now, because my entire life I always was struggling.
Yeah.
Even having 2 jobs, I was always paycheck to paycheck, and I could never figure out why. How can I not save? These people got 10 grand in the bank and they do the same shit I do. I was like, I can never understand it, but I like nice things,
like anybody
sneaker
else.
shopping, shit like that, So, going through all that paycheck to paycheck, now you appreciate it. There's times where I see what I have and I'm like, I could go do that, but what will I have after that? It'll be a fun experience, and then what, I gotta fucking suck eggs for fucking another month,
But the important thing is that you made it. You got there. I ripped out. I remember a long time ago, I ripped out. There was a Lamborghini Gallardo. This is back when they still made the Gallardo.
Yep.
And I ripped that picture out of a magazine. And I got myself in some shit, know. So later on, I hung it on my wall. And I would look at this fucking thing every day. And, I was still living in Pennsylvania. So once in a while, I would go up to a place called Manhattan Motor Cars. And I didn't have any money at the time.
Yep.
I'd have to actually save up to drive up there. And I go up there, and I knew the guy was an Italian guy. And I would go up there, and he'd think I was going to buy shit. Otherwise, there's Bugattis and shit in there,
Yeah.
And I would just go in there and look, make him think I'm going to get it. Sit in the fucker. And then, you know what, Walter? Give me another couple weeks, because I got my other, I don't have this. I want to put a couple more 1,000 miles on my rolls at home. And then I'm going to bring it up and trade it in. Which meanwhile, I got
fake it till you make it.
I got some bullshit, But I would do that so that to keep that motivation. And eventually I was able to get it.
That's the key. The more you put energy into that, the quicker it'll come.
It took 5 years to get to that point.
But you got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Had it.
Yeah. Okay. You'll get it back.
That's one of them stories that we'll talk about later.
It might have not been meant for you.
You
might need to get rid of that to make room for
that was my baby. That was
new
meant
Ford
for me.
GT's coming. That's what it
that was meant for me. That one was meant for me. That's a long story.
Okay. We'll get it there.
But same thing.
Yeah.
Same type of principle. So you grew this company here like massively fast in 2 years.
Yeah. So the thing is anybody that I had bounced with in the back, future, whatever, I offered them an opportunity, because before I knew it, I started the company not knowing what I'd had, you know, so I didn't know if I was going to be doing executive protection work or, you know, residential stuff. So trying to get all the licensing together, I'm like, in the beginning, I'm just going to do consulting. So that's what I did. I went to bars and nightclubs and I consulted. You need 5 guys, you need these guys. I got a company that has delicensed whatevers. I'll give you those. And then I just had an hourly rate that I made up where I got a piece of it. The other people got a piece of it. And then the guards were happy. $20 an hour was our minimum wage, you know. So
What's the average?
14, 16.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, now that they did the new minimum wage to 15 an hour, I don't know how that exactly works, but, you know.
Another nutty idea.
Yeah, I can't see the industry staying at that when that's what people at McDonald's are going to be making.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think that will go through?
I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't know. I mean, if it does, then it would mean everybody across the board has to adjust their pay rates.
Right.
You know.
So like you said, if you're making 15 at McDonald's, what are you going to give 20 to go risk your life?
Yeah, I mean that's
You're risking your life as a security guard.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's no different than anything else.
And 9 times out of 10, you're not armed. You're not going to know how to deal with a situation. Yeah. It comes in the additional training that makes you ready for those situations.
Yeah.
Know? Like when I'm in Publix, I'm ready for an active shooter. You
Yeah.
know, like, you know, you just have to be ready for it, you know, and not kind of
not be
no,
ready.
exactly.
Yeah, like
yeah.
poker, playing on your phone.
Yeah.
How
So
about
like,
that one?
you can tell, like, so my client still goes out and likes to do the nightclub thing. And it's funny as shit because I'm in the middle of a nightclub and I'm playing Sudoku on my phone.
Yeah.
Keeping an eye on him, you know.
Yeah, you're good.
But it's not my realm. Like, you know, I've been
Yeah.
in that industry so long that's like the phone ringing to me. Like when your favorite song comes on, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so because you've been in it so long, like you could sit there and play Take a Glance one time and you know if things
Yeah,
are
yeah.
right.
And at some point you develop like a sixth sense. Like
Yeah.
You can, you know, you could just, it's not necessarily a feeling, but, you know, like an atmospheric, like pressure change.
Instinct,
yeah,
maybe?
If you just,
Like an instinct
It's
type of thing?
definitely an instinct.
Yeah.
You know, and it just comes from being in that scenario. And I'll tell you the funniest thing is I tell my girl she would be a millionaire if she recorded me while I sleep. Okay. Because I have PTSD to the fullest. I full on fight in my sleep. I cuss. I sing sometimes. Like,
Okay.
yeah. So all this, you know, it takes a lot.
I got it
Yeah,
too, man.
yeah,
Do you
for
wake
sure.
up soaking wet?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least once a week I wake up soaking wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the PSD shit too.
Yeah. It gets to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize that you have it.
You don't.
And then like you have one of them weird dreams and then you wake up and you can remember bits and pieces, but you're all fucked up.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but you know, your girl's there, so you gotta act tough.
Yeah,
Shit.
exactly.
Nothing. I don't know. The thermostat went up. The fuck? This damn air conditioner. Call the
yeah.
AC guy.
So-
but meanwhile, you know that you just had some real shit go through your head.
That's on my. Usually, I do a sentimental birthday post, and in that post, you know, I make reference to being this guy for so long. It wears on you, like anxiety, and you know,
Oh yeah.
it's rough. Like I was to the point where I was throwing up every morning when I wake up. First thing I did was throw up in the morning because of the anxiety of what I would have to deal with that day.
Really?
Yeah.
So like give me an example of a situation that you had to involve yourself in that you would throw up in the morning.
No, it's not just. It was just the stresses of the day. Not like, oh, I know, like I'm, you know, getting ready to go to work and, you know, I think something bad's going to happen. It was just the built up anxiety of being somebody that, you know, has to
Deal with all this.
Yeah,
Right,
you're
right.
the like I have a tattoo on my back that says "built for the business." It's not for anything funny. It's because I'm usually the guy that has to deal with the shit that you don't want to deal with.
Right.
You know, and that's where it comes from.
I get it.
So it's not there's always stress. So you're taking your stress off and putting it on me doesn't make it go away. It
Yeah.
just puts it on me.
It just adds
Yeah,
to you. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So you're when you say you're waking up like that, it's not a specific job. It's just that
It's just
your life.
yeah.
And
that's
this
what it
is
was.
your career, and you know it's going to be something.
Exactly.
Or it may or may not be something, which sometimes is even worse.
Yeah.
Like, you know, me personally, I rather know what I'm walking into. And in your
100%.
career, you don't know what the hell you're walking into.
It's a comfort to know what you're walking into. That's why especially where I'm at now, I have a routine, an agenda. I know what my day is going to consist of. I'm in contact. I get a list every day of what has to be accomplished, and we go from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but on the flip side, I'd much rather be occupied than unoccupied.
Yeah.
You know.
So as much as I
can't
do the
stand
same
sitting
thing.
at home.
Oh, I
Yeah.
get nuts.
Nuts.
I get nuts.
100%.
I don't think I could ever retire.
No.
I think if I retired and just stayed home,
Yeah.
I don't care how much I had. I think I would literally probably just die
Yeah.
because I would just what would I do?
Right.
Sit there and watch TV? I mean, you can only go for so many walks.
Exactly.
You can only go
You'd
to
have
so
to do
many
something. You'd have to do
parks,
something.
so
Yeah.
many trips. I mean,
Yeah.
eventually that gets. Then what?
I don't know.
I'm back on the couch.
Start writing your book.
Huh?
I said you'll live longer. My dad's 81. He's still surveying. I said, Dad, why don't the hell you retire already? If I retire, I'll die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, keep
That's it.
That's
Gotta
that old
keep it
school
moving.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom did pass away, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
thank you. But
Yeah.
what prior to that, my grandmother had passed away, and I feel that she was perfectly fine. This is how crazy this is.
Mhm.
She was perfectly fine. Her dog died
Mm.
within 2 weeks. Went to the doctor, say today. 2 weeks go by, the dog dies.
Fuck.
1 month later, stage 5 ovarian cancer.
Jesus.
And I swear to God, it's because of that fucking dog. Because
Yeah.
she didn't have to get off the couch to go let it out. She didn't have to complain at it and yell at it and feed it.
Yep.
She could just sit there and watch that QVC and Home Shopping Network. You know what I mean? And it whacked her out. 2 weeks.
You ever watch the Gaia Network? You ever hear of Gaia?
Gaia? No.
GAIA. It's more of, it's like a really spiritual kind of network, but they have shows ranging from everything from yoga to aliens. You know? But they have a large section of where they talk about how diseases are created from stress. Like it's, whether it's sadness or anger or whatever, people don't realize that, maybe your gout, and it's the reason it's not healing itself is because you walk around like a pissed off asshole all the time.
Yeah. No, that I absolutely believe that. Your cortisone levels shoot up.
Yeah.
Everything gets stressed. Everything tenses.
Yeah.
And then when things tense, it eventually creates problem. The blood flow isn't going to get where it needs to go.
Yeah.
The cells aren't going to get nutrients. And I'm talking like this because I read a lot of this shit.
It's good.
Yeah.
I literally have a room in my house, and it's dedicated to being able to meditate and stretch, and so there's healing hertz. You know about that?
Yeah.
Think about that?
Uh-huh.
So these frequencies that you play and whatever, and I started doing this stuff about 2-3 years ago. And is it a coincidence that my company took off the way it did at that time? But, I was focusing all my energy into building that business. So I'm sitting there meditating, thinking about everything I wanted to be, helping my friends. And in doing that, making the mission about helping my friends and things like that, I think that's where the success came from, not just, I want to be that guy.
So maybe not a coincidence, but you found a niche that works for you, meditating, whatever.
Yeah.
You decided to go that route. Now that opened you up to
And then health-wise, back pain
Right.
went away.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, it literally changed my whole perception of everything.
I bought a sauna, and I put it in my office at my house. It looks retarded, and it's a 120 volt.
Okay.
I've had it 3 years, not one problem. And it plugs into a 120.
Yep.
140 is one of those infrared ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let it heat up to 140, and I'll sit in it 25, 30 minutes a day. And when I get out of it, I feel brand new. Sweat. And
all
I
the
go,
toxins, all that
and I'm a
shit coming out of your
nutcase,
body.
bro. I go in a sauna suit, 2 sweatshirts, a hooded sweatshirt,
Get me.
sauna pants,
Yeah.
sweatpants, hood up, tied. I mean,
Right.
I'm fucking dying
Trying
at
to
20
get it.
minutes.
Yeah.
But once I get all that, I'm dying. I can't really see straight when I get out. I'm sure that's not too
Right.
good. But when I cool down, I feel brand new.
Gotcha.
It feels so damn
I-
good. It
I
was
do a
the
little
best
thing.
investment I ever bought.
I do a little thing called, I call it an oil change. But one of the clinics I go to, Forever Young, Carlton.
Forever Young?
Dennis, yep. They actually were sponsoring Wheels, Wings, and Fashion. They were one of the sponsors there.
I don't
Yeah,
think I-
Med Spa in Boca.
Oh, med spa. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they do IV therapy and things like that. So one of the things I'll do is I'll do what's called bloodletting. They'll take, like you donate a pint of blood or something like that, and then I'll follow that with an IV, and I feel like a 20-year-old again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one where they take the blood and then they take the platelets?
No, that's PRP.
That's PRP.
Different thing. Yeah, this is just literally like if you went to go donate blood and then
Yeah.
you got an IV treatment after doing that. But you're making the body create new blood, which, help you feel better.
Okay, so explain it to me. So they
So
take your,
you
they'll
go-
take my blood.
Yeah, so you basically you would basically, it's like donating a pint of blood and then you follow it with an IV
Of what?
treatment. I mean, there's all different
Like
kinds.
just like vitamins and
Yeah,
shit?
there's
Okay.
all different blends.
Okay, gotcha.
A detox or, rejuvenation or, depending on what vitamin blend you want.
You don't feel dizzy or anything after that?
No, not at all. I mean, it depends how much blood you take. You don't want to sit there.
What's the one where they take it out of you and then they like spin it in something? And
Yeah,
That's
was
called
the
PRP. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the med spa that I was telling you about,
Yeah.
we dabbled in that a little bit, and you can do a lot of stuff with
Yeah, it's
that,
like
from hair regrowth to making
It's like
your
a natural human
yeah.
growth hormone or something almost.
I'll tell you what, a couple of my friends did it up from New Jersey, and I'm telling you guys that, had more wrinkles than a Chinese phone book, right? And they did that blood thing, and I couldn't believe they did it because of who they were. I was like, really? And I'll tell you what, they did it a couple times. You think Botox does something? Not,
Yeah,
right?
we had a
You're fucking
elderly-
glowing after
yeah.
about 3 treatments.
We had an elderly lady come in that had the most, I mean, it was like a catcher's mitt. Like, her face was so wrinkled. And her son literally came to the office one day and he was serious. He's like, "What did you guys do to my mom? Like, she literally looks 30 years younger." And it was, it's that PRP stuff.
Do they still have that there?
I don't know if Forever Young does it. I think they might, but I was working at a different this was the place.
I
I
want
was
to try
working
that. I
was
want to try
different.
that one day.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be red as a tomato for a day or two.
Oh yeah, because they're literally poking your face with like a pronged thing to get it, the PRP into your skin.
Yeah.
Under the layers of your skin.
But they're pulling your blood out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're
Pull your blood
putting in
out, they
something,
spin it, and then
spinning-
you have a serum at the top, and then that's what they inject back in.
So you had a clinic like that was done?
I just ran it.
Oh, you ran it.
Again, same scenario. I ended up,
Yeah.
I had a private client.
Yeah.
who walked in the office one day and threw a black card on the table and said, "I want a med spa in Boca."
Yeah.
So I became a med spa office manager.
Hey, whatever works,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So with that PRP, right? That's what they do. They take the blood out and then they pull the platelets, right?
Mhm.
And what do? Clean them, or they filter them or some shit?
So it's basically when you spin the blood down, you get like a little serum at the top. And
Yeah.
that serum is what they inject back in, and basically what it is food for your cells.
Yeah.
So it's basically if you think of a brand new baby being born, their cells are fat, plump, full of fluid. As you get older, that fluid decreases, and that's why you get wrinkles and you change. So that fluid, that the PRP, just gives your cells food.
Did you ever get it done?
No, I don't do
Yeah,
this thing.
no.
I don't-
If they do it at that Revive.
No.
Yeah, Ben. You know Ben from Revive?
The company sounds familiar. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if I know him though.
Yeah, you probably know him. I'm sure
I see
you know
him,
him.
yeah.
Yeah, they do it at Revive. Yeah. But I've seen it. It does work.
Yeah.
But you don't want to do that because then you're going to get too pretty.
I tell everybody I look like Shrek. I was just
Damn, you've done a lot of things.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
So now you're acting.
Okay.
This is the big shit.
No,
So
this
tell
was
me about
flip
Ironman
of the
3.
page. Okay. So yeah, you get the call and you.
Well, how do they call you? How do
So
they?
I had at that point I had a few agents that I worked with and a few agencies.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what it was is if they needed a Caucasian tattooed white guy, they would call me, and whatever the role was, I would be that guy for the day. So Ironman 3 comes around, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I made it! Like I'm gonna be an actor. So it was filming for 5 days. They had me in 2 different outfits. One was a bodyguard, and the other one happened to be a tech hand, a stage hand for a viral film crew. So that's what ended up being on TV was the 3 seconds of me as a viral film crew person.
I don't care if it was
If you
1 second.
sneezed, you
were
would have missed
You
it.
were still in it, though.
Yeah.
You were still in it.
So yeah, I got to meet Robert Downey Jr. I mean, he's cool as shit. And then normally on set, like they take your phone. They don't want you filming shit. They don't want you talking to anybody. But Robert Downey Jr. is probably the coolest person I've ever met on set. The biggest dick.
Everyone says
the biggest dick. Sorry if he's out there, but the guy from Burn Notice.
Oh, the cocky guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't talk to him. You can't look at him. We were actually filming one day, and when you're in, I was just an extra, so there wasn't really like lines or anything. It was just you're hanging out on a basketball court in a prison.
Mm-hmm.
So without him, nobody told me it was going to happen. He's bouncing, shooting a shot, and he throws the ball at me, and it hits me in the face.
Oh.
And I'm like, bro, I'm on
You know,
film.
Yeah.
So like, that's it just was a natural reaction. I just look at him like that.
Yeah.
And they loved it. Like, the phone calls kept coming, and before I knew it, they couldn't use me anymore because they had me like 3 times in one season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To put up burn notice because that's not out anymore, right?
No,
that
I
was a
thought-
couple years ago.
Yeah, I thought there might be one of the daytime TV channels might still be running it.
Now you did do some acting lessons, right?
Oh, bro, I did drama since high school.
This guy was a dick?
Yeah.
Jeffrey Donovan?
Let me get. I
yeah,
bet
he's a
that's
great guy.
that's him, right?
Vance-
I knew he'd be a
Vance
dick.
Munson.
I knew he'd be a dick.
Yeah.
I knew he'd be a dick. Right there. It's Michael Want.
The first guy.
Yeah, him. I knew he'd be a dick in
Yeah.
real
He
life.
looks like a dick.
Yeah, I watched him. Because there was nothing else to watch.
And the thing is, why? Like, you know what I'm saying?
it was. I mean, it was a
yeah,
big show,
it-
but he's not on like NBC.
Exactly. Like, why are you that guy?
What was that on? That was on like AMC, right?
Was it TBS?
Or TBS.
don't
Like it's not like he
yeah.
was on like prime time 9:00.
No. Yeah.
But I swear to God, Garrett, I knew he was a
Yeah,
dick. When I was watching, I said, I bet this is
That's
some
that whole
cocky
entitlement
motherfucker.
thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to play on that.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to your acting.
Okay.
I can't. Can you imagine him going to acting lessons?
Yeah. Me either. So even in high school, I did drama. So in the high school that I went to, if you played football, it was block scheduling.
Yeah.
So if you played football during football season, you had all your electives, just so you could keep your A average and play football.
Yeah.
So afterwards, you had your core math, English, science, and all that stuff. So I always managed to keep drama as my last class of the day, because I had that right before football. I really didn't do anything. Occasionally, if something needed to get moved, Big G, and then, I'd move a couch or something for.
Is that what they call you,
That's
Big G?
Big G.
Yeah. Well, fits you.
Yeah. But sitting in there, I always had a thing for movies. Like I had, this thing where I'd watch a movie once or twice and I'd start spitting lines out, when I was a kid. So, it was fun. I kind of had to get over. It kind of helped me get that confidence because it's, there was a few times where I was, deer in a headlight kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lady, her name's Lori Wyman, and she does a lot of casting, but she specializes in teaching. And I got to sit with her for a few times, and she taught me how to slate and give you little videos and stuff like
What's
that.
slate, man?
That's when you're auditioning, and they give you a little clip or something to read, and they give you like a little 30-second little snippet. You got to introduce yourself and things like that.
And it better be good if you want the gig, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it depends. A lot of times it's more the look.
Yeah.
They'll work with
In your
the act-
situation,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So the biggest thing, the Ironman 3 was one of the biggest, and then the profitable one, and I never got to see the magazine when it printed, but it was the photo shoot for Camel cigarettes.
Yeah, you're the model for it, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah. How do you not get to see it? They didn't.
I didn't. The lady that set me up for that was a company called Exceptional Events and Entertainment, and then I did the shoot, and I think it was like maybe 3-4 months after she passed away.
Oh.
And I don't know if anybody took. I haven't heard from the company since then, so I don't even really know what happened.
But they paid you.
But yeah, I have a couple shots of the raw photos that we did, and I was basically a tattoo artist tattooing somebody while he was smoking a cigarette.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. And they never released it, or they did it?
No, they did. It ended up probably on the back of a magazine somewhere.
Huh.
And then there was another
I'm gonna
thing I
Google
did
that
for
quick.
Peachtree. That
Yeah, Peachtree.
I never saw the commercial, but we filmed a commercial where they had me dressed as a chef.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I could see you as a chef.
The big hat and all that stuff.
Yeah, I could see you as a chef.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to rehearse for that?
A little bit, like that was green screen stuff. So it was basically you kind of moving to where the director told you had to put your stuff.
Because
so.
you don't know what the hell is behind you.
Exactly, yeah.
That's got to be so
Yeah,
hard.
it's fun. So the thing is that it's hard to make a living doing that because everything's so sporadic, and that's where I was getting frustrated. Like I kept going on these things that were had promised to be big gigs, and then I would get something that pays $150 for the day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Do I want to sit here for 13 hours and make $150? Like, I don't think so.
Where did they shoot Ironman 3 at?
So it was all in Miami. So there was a mansion that we had.
Oh, they did it all in Miami?
A lot of it.
Wow.
Well, the
Or
stuff
most
that,
of it.
my part was in
Yeah.
Miami. So it was the what's his name? The Mandarin's headquarters was a mansion that they took over down there. And then what else was there?
And when you're
That mansion was the only
when you're doing like your part, are you able to see like Robert Downey Jr. like
so
getting dressed?
they corral all the actors that aren't main actors in one area, and they kind of not let you fraternize with the other ones because they want everybody staying in character.
Mm-hmm.
Some sets are a lot more strict than others. Like I said, they'll take your phone and you literally are just do what they tell you for the entire day. Robert Downey Jr. actually came into where we were and was introducing himself. Hey, how you doing? Like, he was
It's like a normal
guy, awesome guy.
And then that makes you respect him 100 times
100%.
more. Not only is he one of the best actors that there is.
Listen, growing up, Robert Downey Jr., you just think of all the shit he went through when he was younger.
Yeah.
And then you meet him, and then you're like, then you go back and look like, fuck, look at all the work he's done. Like,
yeah.
When the guy can be he's the same person, but he can play any role.
Any role. And so what? He messed up. Everybody has issues.
100%. If you were that young in the 80s in South Florida and you didn't, there was something wrong with you.
Yeah. If you were that young, that good looking,
yeah.
right, and that popular.
Right. How do you not?
And so what? We got caught up in it and whatever.
It happens.
But look,
he beat it.
But he beat it. And that's not how you judge him now.
Exactly.
He didn't have to come over and shake, a schmuck like my hand or your hand.
100%.
I mean, we're peanuts to this guy, but he took his time, and I'm sure he's a busy guy.
Yeah, and that's how you earn the respect that you get.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever, just because I like Downey Jr. like you,
Yeah.
because I like how he went through the struggle and then beat it.
Yeah.
That's what I like. And everybody I've ever talked to.
More successful now than ever in his life.
Yeah. He gets paid, boy.
Mm-hmm.
What did he get for that last Ironman? I think he got a shit ton.
I don't know. I think I remember hearing 125.
Him and Johnny Depp get fucking paid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Johnny Depp's a little nuts, but that's okay.
I haven't heard nothing, and
Captain
Jack is always Captain Jack.
He plays both ends.
Yeah, okay.
But when he decides to clean up, you never know that he was out rocking with bands, doing whatever. I haven't seen one bad movie by him in the last 10 years.
I had a friend who worked an event with him, and apparently he likes to go au natural. Doesn't no cologne or anything, no deodorant. He's a natural guy. Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's odd.
Yeah,
but Johnny Depp reminds me of one of those guys that are like although he's a little out there, like he's extremely smart, like really, really smart.
Yeah.
And sometimes when people are really, really smart, they tend to do odd shit.
Yeah.
Like not put deodorant on. Now, who knows if
I know a few people that do that though. It's a health,
and he's out there. I don't know if he's still out there in California, but if you're living out there in California, fuck, God knows what you'll end up doing.
Yeah, forget it.
Did you find anything?
No, but I found. Hold on.
That's a nice little picture there.
Highest paid actors. Rock's up there. Highest paid actors. Rock.
Is that what is that per film?
I guess since highest paid actors of 2020, 80. I don't know how many movies.
Go to go down, scroll down, and go click on that one.
The Rock is crushing it right now.
Yeah.
Who do you think are the top 5? Without looking.
Oof. Rock.
The Rock. Probably The Rock. Depp's got to be in there.
Mark Wahlberg, he's been in a whole shit ton.
I don't think he's in the top 5.
No,
I think Johnny Depp.
Denzel's still in there? No.
Denzel should be in there, but I don't think Morgan Freeman gets paid.
Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
I love him.
I do too. Have you seen a bad movie with Morgan Freeman?
No.
Never.
And you see
What about
the,
Russell Crowe? Do you think he's still up there?
No, he just did do something where he's like a crazy.
Dude, I
Yeah.
watched that movie. That
Something.
movie's fucked up. My wife can't go to bed at night now after
Yeah.
watching that movie.
Did you watch it?
I'll pass now.
I don't like.
Yeah, I know
Listen,
it's-
you know what's
yeah.
funny? I don't watch. I hate horror.
I'm the same
movies.
way. Not the horror movies,
Or
but
scary
I don't,
movies
Yeah, I
type
don't want to
shit.
see.
I don't want
Yeah,
that.
but I don't want to see.
Ryan Reynolds is too. There he is. Mark Wahlberg. See.
Okay,
3.
cool.
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
58.
Ben Affleck. Holy shit.
Vin.
And Vin Diesel. Yeah, I forgot about
Still
him.
eating off those Fast and Furious.
Yeah, man. They still keep making them.
Yep.
Adam Sandler's still up there.
Wow, Vin is making more than Will Smith. I'm surprised by that.
That's the Fast and Furious.
Adam
Like-
Sandler actually did security in Boca West, where his parents live.
I heard. Did you meet him?
I haven't met him yet.
I heard he's
One
really,
of my
really
one
nice
of my
guy.
good friends from high school really made a name for himself in L.A. as a producer. His name's Gino Falsetto Films. Awesome story. Started out as a tech hand for Happy Madison, and now is tooling around L.A. as a film producer on his own.
That's awesome.
It's so awesome.
I had heard through a friend that knew Sandler personally. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. I had a friend that had a friend that knew him personally, and he said that he brought the guys. He tries to always bring the guys that were with him from day one
Oh yeah,
on a show. And if you watch his movies, a lot of the same guys are always there.
100%.
What was the one of the funniest ones was the one where he when he dresses up and he goes to try to date the girls.
50 First Dates.
51st. Go.
That's one where the girl.
No, that
forgets-
was that was when she kept losing her memory.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what?
No, this Gigolo.
Oh, Deuce Bigelow.
Oh, Deuce
Yeah,
Bigelow,
dude,
male
yeah.
Gigolo.
Yeah, put up Deuce Bigelow because I'll show you the guy that he always brings with him from day one.
Okay.
It's usually him and the one that he's on and off
Did
of.
you ever see Grandma's Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
yeah.
It's his boys without him in
Rob
it.
Schneider's
Yeah,
on
Schneider.
Yeah, he always
He's the
brings Rob
funniest.
Schneider.
Yep.
Always.
And then the one guy, God, what was his name? Cross-eyed. Shit.
The coach from Waterboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's the cross-eyed guy?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Come on, Garrett.
No.
You didn't get hit that many times.
No.
What the fuck is his name?
Hold on, let me do something. I think he's in Big Daddy.
I hate that one. I can't
Yeah,
remember
he's a
his
big
name.
daddy.
Does that drive you nuts when you're trying
All
to
the
think-
time. All the time, bro.
And you got to figure it out or just drive you
Yep.
nuts, right?
Yep. And then it'll come 2 days later.
Yeah, and then when it's pointless and you could care less at that
We
point.
got Rob Schneider.
He's always bringing Rob Schneider.
Jason.
Oh, Steve
Jonathan.
Buscemi. Steve Buscemi's
Yeah,
been in a few.
Jonathan Logram.
Where is it?
Right there. Left.
Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in all his movies. Yep.
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 Yeah, he is.
So yeah, I heard that the studio
Yeah.
has places for the kids have a daycare and they got a
Yeah.
everything's for.
I heard the exact same
Bought them
thing.
all a Lexus or something like that. I don't know if it was Lexus, but they bought them all a car.
Yeah.
You know,
In Boca?
Boca West back in the day. Yeah, well, that was years ago.
And he would always bring the guy meet Joe Dirt when he could.
Yeah.
Because, what's his name?
Yeah,
David Spade. Yeah. He would, but David Spade comes and goes. He's here today. He's going for a year. He's back. You know what I mean? But
I don't get to pay attention to this, but I'm always working. So there's two things that I watch. I watch Ancient Aliens and Big Bang Theory. And
you ready for this?
That's it.
Yesterday we had the guy that we had in. There is no Big Bang Theory. You got to watch this. It'll be out Monday.
okay,
I'm telling you, this guy is like Elon Musk.
okay,
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you're telling me.
dead serious.
Okay.
He's on that level.
gotcha.
The credentials, everything, and because he explained in detail with the facts and everything
Yeah,
that there was no Big Bang Theory. I was like, what? Because I'm just
Yeah.
like you. I watch National Geographic, and I watch space shows,
okay,
and I read space stuff and medical. I read a lot about medical shit.
gotcha.
And he fucked me all up.
Well, this Big Bang Theory it's a comedy show. It's
Oh
not-
fuck! I'm
it's not
thinking
like-
the Big Bang and fucking outer space.
But still,
I'm still
Yeah,
stuck
that's-
on this guy
so
yesterday.
the Ancient Aliens, you'll get your Big Bang from
Yeah,
that,
okay.
But the other one is more like a silly sitcom. So
Yeah, no, I know the Big Bang. Yeah.
Want to sit in front of the TV?
I know tons. That was
Yeah.
they made money.
100%.
Woo!
Yeah, the kid's on Broadway now. That kid Sheldon.
Is he?
Yeah,
There was the Big Bang and the one with Charlie Sheen that made two brothers
yeah.
or whatever.
The 2.5 Men.
Yeah, he was getting like $10 million an episode.
Crazy, bro.
Even when he was whacked out, he was getting $10 million.
How do you do it?
Then he gets whacked out and makes another fucking $50 million with the what was his slogans?
Oh, I don't remember.
Winner,
Oh,
winner.
Oh, yeah.
Or
No.
winning.
Winning, yeah.
I bet you
And
heard
then
that
the
a lot
tiger,
when you were-
tiger blood.
Tiger blood.
Shit, bro. You're out there.
But he had, he sold T-shirts and
You get it how you can. You know?
whatever.
Yep.
So I'm surprised he's still alive.
Yeah,
I mean, he was going hard, boy.
for sure.
Did
I
you see
heard
that video
stories-
when he was all fucked up?
No, but I heard stories from people that had worked parties at the mansion in L.A. Yeah.
Nuts.
Softballs. There were softballs.
Softballs, yeah.
Yeah.
What wasn't that? Yeah. Well, you could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell that he was enjoying that entire softball
sure.
that he was pitching,
I'm sure.
and probably had another one on the way.
Yeah, and then the people he was partying with were not ugly.
I would imagine not so.
Yeah. He's very well known in that industry.
So obviously, Downey Jr. is probably your favorite, right?
Favorite, I'm gonna have to
That you have met or,
Well, that I've
or been
met?
around.
Yeah, I'd really want to meet Keanu Reeves though.
Do you?
100%.
Wonder what he would be like.
So
He's tough to predict.
Definitely. He's from what I understand very quiet to himself. Like I've seen things on Facebook that have intrigued me about the way he handles himself. And one of the things that I was reading is that when he takes a photo with a female, he never touches them. He doesn't. It's a respect thing. He doesn't touch women that he doesn't know, and whatever.
I respect that.
100%. Like so he has morals. He has standards. His his character. Like so that and John Wick shit obviously. So
Yeah.
we'll give it to that. Yeah.
And The Matrix.
So the thing is he actually
John Wick badass.
trains. He actually that's not just cinema that you're seeing. He actually is trained like a motherfucker to get those roles.
I read that in the New York Post.
Yeah.
I guess he was out there for something, and when
He's
they were
in the
gonna do
tactical
the
shooting
third
courses.
one,
Yeah, he does the tactical shooting courses. He does everything.
Yeah, and
Martial arts. Yeah.
and what I don't know if it's true, but what I read that 85% of what he does in the Wicks, he's doing it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
You got to be doing some training to do that shit.
Exactly.
Did you watch all the John Wicks? No. Oh, they're badass, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
At first,
The
I
fight sequences, bro. Are
I
just,
remember Keanu Reeves from Hardball, that movie.
Hardball. I didn't
Like
see
a
Hardball.
No.
kid movie. Yeah.
No, you got to watch John Wick
Bill and
because
Ted's Excellent Adventure.
it was a long night, and usually I wouldn't have watched it because it's not just by the look of it. It's not my type of fake.
They
shit.
kind of get a little cheesier as you go down the line.
Yeah.
But the
First and second one,
it's super dope.
super dope. But when I looked at it, when I looked at the cover and watched the trailer, I'm like,
Yeah.
this isn't my
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
But I just hit play, and then when I started watching, I'm like, damn,
It catches you.
yeah,
It's the music. It's everything's
good.
right. Yeah.
it's good. You got to watch that, John Wick. I understand why Ryan Reynolds is getting paid. He's
Bro,
funny
he's
as
great.
hell.
He's great. And I mean, and he does it, like I said, he's got his own style like Downey
Yeah.
Jr., but he can play any role.
Yeah, because he plays the romantic, the funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was one that was real funny.
I like the one of my favorite movies is Hobbs and Shaw with The Rock and Jason
yeah,
Statham.
yeah,
And he's in that. It's just those little nerdy things. He just he just has that
And when he plays funny roles, man,
Yeah,
he's
bro.
funny.
for sure.
And the romantic ones are really good too.
Uh-huh.
Quite a switch up.
Yeah.
So who is the other than Downey, the favorite actor that you have met, or some actors that you've done security for, or celebrities? And if you don't want to say them,
No, that's fine. The Rock, obviously. I mean, I did Ballers for the pilot for Ballers, and that was one of those times where I got starstruck because we were in a scene together, and I was actually in a scene with him. We were at a VIP table in a club, and it wasn't scripted. He just turned to me. He's like, "So, bro, how you been?" And I'm.
So they're
yeah,
they're filming.
we're filming,
You're just
yeah.
kind of like a stage.
Yeah, like,
He's doing his thing, and then he turns back.
and then
like,
he just out of nowhere, like, "Hey,
ad-libs.
bro, how you been?" Yeah, ad-libs it. And I was not ready. I wasn't ready.
What
Like,
movie was
yeah.
that?
This is Ballers.
This is the
pilot.
season,
The pilot for Ballers.
Wow.
And yeah, so that like, cause I knew I was gonna be on set with him. Like I grew up in Weston, which where he's from, so I'd seen him in the gym. Like, but at that moment, like I just shit the bed, bro.
How big is he? He's big, right?
I saw
He's big, but maybe 2 inches taller than me. Yeah, he looks a lot bigger on TV.
But I mean, is he jacked?
Jacked like shit.
Like-
I mean,
like-
he can, bro. There's literally somebody that he has on set that is there with a fanny pack. Here's this, take a pill, then here's a granola bar. Like, he has a regimen that like is unrivaled. Yeah.
I was watching a documentary on him, and wherever he goes to do a shoot, he brings a Mack truck with him, or like say they're doing a movie in let's just say California,
Right.
and they schedule it right.
Right.
He'll have a gym put in a Mack truck and taken to the set, or he
Yeah.
won't do it.
Yeah,
He has a full-fledged gym on set.
yeah. I didn't know there was one that he
Yeah.
travels with, but
Yeah, you can. And I was like, this is bullshit.
yeah.
So then I put it in YouTube.
I noticed when he lifts out, he's always in the gym by himself. So,
Yeah.
and I know he's got his own thing down here, but I mean, I would have a fucking traveling gym.
Yeah, you getting what was he getting? 80 million a movie?
Yeah, almost 80.
Yeah. Fuck.
He
All
seems-
day. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's bad days like anybody, but he seems like a nice, like a cool dude. Like he's not like a dick to people.
No.
I'm sure he could be, but
100% genuine, loyal guy. Anytime I've ever met him, always ready to have a conversation with you. But yeah.
You've met him a few times.
Oh yeah, a few times.
Man, you really made it. and this is all through hard work and networking.
Yeah, a couple of them were acting gigs, and then a couple were celebrity events. I mean, I'd been at a Jason Taylor charity event once. Just
You met him?
yeah, and then
Was he? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Was he kind of dry?
he didn't want to talk to me that much, but
Yeah.
I was there on a ticket from Remy Martin, so like
Okay. Is she back in jail?
No, Remy Martin, the alcohol.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was one of their reps. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he just him and his wife, they just seemed like they were all about the kids at that point. They were doing the Jason Taylor Foundation and things like that.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah. So those kind of things I like when people do things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who else? I know you got a lineup.
Man. De Niro, obviously.
You've met Robert De
No,
Niro?
I wanna meet him. He's one of the ones I want to meet. Oh, but actors that I've met, I mean,
no,
yeah.
you don't.
Oh, don't? No? Okay. Bad.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
I'll take your word for it.
I'll watch his movies. Great actor. Great actor, but he's an asshole in person.
Okay.
A real
I'm
asshole.
glad you told me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll fuck you too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep
You'll be picking up the check.
Yeah, I'm all right.
So like when you become a select, when you get real huge,
Yeah.
and he wants to buy your rights,
Right.
he's gonna throw you some obnoxious deal that only a moron would take. You try to negotiate, he doesn't want to negotiate. He's got that attitude on him.
Okay.
And then he's gonna order all that he can and leave the fucking check in his own restaurant and walk out.
Wow. Okay.
And not because he didn't get the deal that he wanted, because in the situation there was not a yes or a no, it was a think about it, but in the head it was like, are you crazy? And in his own fucking restaurant,
Yeah.
he'll invite you in,
Hey,
order anything you want. You're thinking, well, of course he's gonna pay, right? Shit, it's his restaurant. Fuck, give me a bottle of Patron. I'll take a filet mignon, medium well, the best. I want the sauce on the top. Don't butterfly it.
Yeah.
Cook the bitch. And then so you're ordering appetizers. I mean, Robert De Niro. I mean, of course, nope.
I never would have thought that.
Got the hell up, left the check, motherfucker.
All right.
But maybe he'll be nicer. Maybe he turned a new leaf.
Yeah. Could be. We'll see.
From what he's been saying, no, I don't think so.
I don't know. Like I said, these days you can't. I don't try to judge anyone's character.
But he's a great actor, though.
Yeah.
You can't take that from him.
Yeah. The movie, my favorite movie with him was definitely Heat.
Heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
It was great. Go ahead.
go ahead. Sorry. Did you ever run into Dennis Rodman down here?
A few times.
Did you?
Yeah. Colorful guy.
I like him.
He's
So once I had to ask him to leave, but the other times he's been, and he likes to hang out in Fort Lauderdale. Well, I don't know if he still lives there or lived there, but I would see him regularly at a lot of the Fort Lauderdale bars. He would come into my club a lot, and then I'd be hanging out somewhere else, and I'd see him pop in the bar over there. Never had anything too crazy, just like fucking hammered.
Yeah, he go down to the Hard Rock Casino a lot. And I was there. I first moved to Florida. I'll never forget this. I moved to Florida, and I loved the Bulls growing up, Michael Jordan, all that. Dennis Rodman was the man. So I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if I ever saw Dennis Rodman. We went to the Hard Rock Casino, me and my wife and her aunt. We're just walking around. I see this crowd of people just following somebody. I'm like, what the fuck? It's Dennis Rodman. I'm like, no shit. So he's got his two boys with him. And like you said, he must have had some good stuff that night. He
Yeah.
was so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody asked him for a picture. And so he's like, he was cool. He was cool as shit. He's like, he looked at the guy and goes, you want to get your picture with a black guy? And his two boys with him go, all right, Dennis, it's time to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's time to go.
You had to ask him to leave once?
Yeah, which he was just too intoxicated. He wasn't,
Oh, you just couldn't even like stand.
No, he could. Look, so that's another thing. You can't when people are that bad, you can't just send them off on their way because if something happens to them, it comes back to the club.
And then they can file a
Yeah,
lawsuit.
Exactly. So situations like that, I mean, he was wasted, but still he was just causing an issue. So we just had to ask him to leave. So
We'll just leave it at that.
yeah, but he wasn't overly aggressive or anything like that.
I'll give it to him. He went to Korea.
Yeah,
They loved him over there.
I'm sure.
I'm sure he got nice and fucked up before that flight.
Fuck,
All right.
definitely.
Well, King Jong-un or whatever, Rocket Man,
Awesome.
he loved him.
Yeah.
I think he paved the way to get Donald Trump in to talk to him.
You
really.
never know.
So
You never
crazy.
know. It could be something little like
Out of
that.
all people to go meet that guy,
Yeah.
the guy's got nuclear weapons, right? He can hit a button.
Yeah.
And of all people,
Yeah,
Dennis Rodman dressed as like a girl, and I like the guy, and he was a Hall of Famer to the end.
Oh yeah,
And worked his ass off. He did all the dirty work.
yeah.
You know,
for
he
sure.
did the dirty work that nobody else wants to do.
Yep.
You
And
know?
then he over he at that one point with the Bulls where he was getting ready to leave or whatever. He was going through a lot of, I guess, whenever he was going through his bad shit.
Yeah.
I think there was an interview where they were talking to Jordan. Jordan said he had to pull him aside and straighten him out one day, and gave him like a heart to heart talk, and it changed him, and they went and won the fucking.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, Jordan said that he had pulled him aside and said, "Look, we're here to win." Like you said, like a
Yeah.
heartfelt talk.
Yep.
And then you saw it, and that was,
It changed him.
and I remember he still kept him because remember he dyed his hair rainbow,
Mm-hmm.
and right after he went rainbow, he was, he was out all night because remember Phil Jackson let him go away for like 2 or 3 days and they couldn't find him.
Yeah. That's
And then
what they were talking about.
Yeah, and then they had to go find him. Then
Yep.
Jordan had to talk with
Yep.
him.
Yep.
He dyed his hair. I don't know how. They must have shot him up with some good shit to get over that withdrawal.
He
Who
had
knows?
Carmen Electra and Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
God.
Those were the two back then.
And he had Carmen
Yeah.
Electra at her prime.
Yeah.
At her prime.
Yeah. And they were tearing up hotel rooms all across the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to Dennis Rodman,
That's
man.
right, buddy.
You keep doing your thing.
That's right.
Hey, it makes you happy,
Yeah.
right?
That's what it's all about.
That was so crazy. I remember that brings back memories.
Yeah, man.
Anyone else that sticks out in your mind?
No, a lot of music celebrities. Like, I got to actually spend a few days with Biz Markie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he passed away not too long ago.
Yeah.
I heard. But that guy, bro, just the energy that comes off of him, just a loving guy, fun-loving guy. Every word that came out of his mouth was funny. Like, that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, pull him up just because he passed away, and he always seemed like a good guy. I forget
Yeah.
he was on somebody's show, and he was really a nice
Yeah,
dude.
really, really.
What he passed away? Did he OD?
No, I don't know what it was. I just
Biz
I heard.
Markie. Better known as stage, just a friend. He had a disease, maybe diabetic.
Yeah.
Coma.
Yeah.
Put his ass in a coma, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, what Elon's developing with that chip thing can stop those kind of things from happening.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I think it will.
That nanotechnology, is that what it is?
Yeah, net chip, whatever the name of, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. They'll start off with the diseases, and then eventually,
Who knows?
who knows?
It's like how starfish regenerate. We'll probably
Yeah.
do that one day.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a shame with Biz Markie, and it
Yeah.
wasn't even drugs in
Funny
that.
guy. Yeah, no. Funny guy.
Fucking diabetic, man.
Yep.
Jesus, got to be a better way, right?
Yeah.
We're getting
Just-
there though.
Yeah, you gotta keep an eye on your diet.
And it's the big pharma that don't want to give you the right shit.
Hey, I've always been a natural path person,
Mm-hmm.
so everybody's free to do what they want to do. But until these people have healthy children, then I'll consider sticking myself.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't go to a PCP.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No.
I have a.
I have one.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have one, but I don't go.
Yeah.
I never go. I have a friend who's a doctor.
I go to urgent care if it's something I can't handle.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I'm not taking shit from them. I'm calling a guy that I know that's my
Yeah.
friend.
You know what screwed me up there is when I told you about the anxiety issue and stuff like that. They put me on Xanax for a little bit, and it started out with a 0.25, and then within a couple of weeks it was 5, and then it was a whole milligram, and little by little I can see I'm getting addicted to this stuff, and then it got to the point where I couldn't sleep without it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it took me a couple months to kick that, and then I never.
What an ass! Why would they? I don't know why they would put you on. Why not Klonopin?
Yeah, I would literally go through. I had teeth pulled. I had a root canal, and then ended up having to pull the tooth. I would not touch the prescription meds because it made me so sick, and I was still in pain. Like I wasn't not in pain. I was just sick and in pain.
Yeah.
And literally 4 Advil did more for me than these pain meds. And you know, that's I guess an epidemic that's going on now that, you know, I have a little bit of experience with. I have some friends that have had issues, and some still do. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, my body's not cut out for that. And then what's the point in taking something that fixes heartburn, but you might get, you know, rectal bleeding or, you know, whatever the fuck, some other dumb shit.
But it's a setup, though.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well, you get rid of one, but you might get 6 more. Like,
but that's what they want.
Yeah.
You understand? It's the big pharma. That's what they want. They want to give you Xanax because then you're going to need something to get off Xanax. So now they're going to give you Klonopin.
Yeah.
Then they're going to use the Klonopin to get you off and then the trickle.
There's a law. I forget what the act is called, but you literally at Whole Foods Market it's illegal for you to say any natural product that you sell is better than a pharmaceutical product. Literally is illegal for you to say.
Are you serious?
100%. You can't tell somebody that's coming there for arthritis and say, "Oh, this is better for you than that."
When it is.
Yeah, you can't do it.
So I always go into this spiel, but now that we're on, who cares? So there's a drug called modafinil. The brand name's Provigil. You ever see the movie Limitless?
Yes.
Okay, it's similar to that pill. It's not that extreme. And I'll make it quick because I
like this shit.
50 of 80 of the podcast because of what it's done for me and people that have worked for me. You got to get a prescription.
Okay.
It's whatever. It was developed in 1956. So now they've had 50, 70 years to research it.
Yep.
They first were giving it to the military to be able to stay up for a mission. You know what I mean? To stay alert and awake and whatever. Then it started being given to like airplane pilots that were doing like a long trip to China or wherever to stay awake. And then it was labeled for narcolepsy. You know, so like you're not like, hey, you know, like that kind of shit, right? So then years go by. I remember 2001, 30 of them was like, you know, you go to the doctor, you get it, 30, $35, $40 with no insurance, you know. Then in 2009, all of a sudden, I go back to get it, it's $1,200 for that same 30. So now I've already researched the hell out of it.
Obviously it works.
Now, the reason why they did that was because there was not like big pharma paid, you know, doctors writing this up.
Yeah.
They found, and you can Google it, it's called modafinil, Modafinil, and the brand name's Provigil, Provigil, or AL. I always forget the brand name. And they found that it works for depression, proven, ADHD, OCD, social anxiety, alcoholics,
Jesus,
coke addicts, depression. There's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
So now they have this one drug. Now, remember, 1956. Since then, not one person ever died or overdosed. You can't. Because if you take 200 milligrams and, you know, you're more motivated, you're not like all hyped up.
Yeah.
You're just motivated. You got a little bit of euphoria. And you want to get things done. And if you get into a task, you get it done. Okay. You know, it gives you motivation. Yeah. Like, get off the couch with your nut huggers on type shit. Yeah. Right? So when they found that this one drug from 1956 does all these things that would erase, you know, Xanax. It would erase, you know, what Percocet, any or Lexapro and Paxil, then you can't get hard. So now I give you Paxil. Now your dick doesn't work. Now you got to go get Viagra. Now they're going to knock you for $40 a pill on the generic
100%.
that's owned by the umbrella. You know what I'm saying? The whole fucking nine, right? So now they find that nobody's overdosed. There's really, the side effect is a headache if you take too much. So the worst that's going to happen is you're going to have a bad headache for a couple hours. And if you take it too late in the day or at night, you might not fall asleep that night until later. Yeah. But you're not like all geeked out. Yeah. There's nothing like that. And because of that, because they've proven that this corrects all these things, it went from 30 to 1,200. Yeah. So now if a doctor prescribes it to you and you don't have another way to get it, like you can get it in Canada, for the old price. But if you don't know about that, the doctors are going to give that to you because they want to give you, Paxil, so your dick can't get hard. Yeah. Then they got to give you Viagra. Now you're taking Paxil, Viagra, and now the Viagra is giving you a headache. Yeah. So now we're going to prescribe you 800 milligram ibuprofen instead of just taking 4 fucking Advil at the, you know what I mean? Yeah. You see how this shit works?
All leading you up to the heart attack or the prostate cancer.
When there's this one drug that corrects everything, they're not going to get it. Nobody's going to get addicted to it. I took it 9 years straight. Every day, didn't miss a day, and stopped. I had to stop abruptly. Damn. For 30 months. No shit. No side effect. Of course, I liked it. Yeah. Of course, I didn't feel the same. I wasn't as smart. You know what I mean? Because it ups your IQ and shit.
I got you.
But, so mentally I missed it. But there was no withdrawal. Okay. And the big farm hates that shit. Yeah. And that's how I'm relating to, that other shit. You don't need that fucking shit.
Yeah, I never saw a point in any of that. I mean, I've had a sensitivity to it my whole life. But yeah, I've never been a pharmaceutical kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's all rigged.
Yeah.
It's all rigged.
I mean,
you're not trying to.
I do it. It's just years. I'm 40 now, and when I'm sick, I do the same thing: oregano oil, colloidal silver, and drink water, and I'm not sick 2 days later.
Yeah, my friend who's a doctor, he swears by that colloidal silver. Is that the one up the nose?
Yep. You can do it in the nose and you have oral.
So listen what this genius did. I never did anything up my nose, so I didn't realize how to do it. So I get it in from Amazon because he's swearing up and down that this shit works, right? Yeah. He's like, look, you take this, there's no corona getting up those nostrils. Yeah. It's not happening.
That's what they say.
You can ask Rob. So I don't know what I'm doing because I'm a moron, and I take it off, and I shoot it up, and I'm like, this can't be enough. So I go bang, 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 bang. Yeah. Like, try.
I do 3. I do 3 pumps in each nostril.
Yeah, but you're you and I'm me. And I'm peanut over there, all right? But, I went, shh. Yeah. I really blasted myself. For 3 days, it sounded like I had, and it was at the spike of corona.
Oh, shit.
So now people would, remember, Rob? Now people would come in, and I'd be like, hey, Garrett, I don't have corona. It's just this fucking shit. Yeah. My doctor didn't tell me how to take it. 3, it was fucked up. It was right at that point of the corona because I blasted it up. But the heavy hitter doctors swear by that.
Yep, and I got to tell you that I heard Whole Foods Market took it off the shelves because of how effective it was for corona.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they're bought. They merged with Amazon, right?
Yeah. Well, they got when I was with
now. Why isn't that on the fucking news?
I can't. That was done years ago. The thing that when I was with Whole Foods, it's not the same Whole Foods it is now. Back then, it was run by a bunch of hippies that were all about love and the employee. Mm-hmm. A full time schedule was 30 hours a week. Okay. Yeah. Your health insurance were like $15. You got a medical spending card with like $250 on it every quarter. That was like if you wanted a massage or acupuncture or things like that. So now it's nothing. Now it's it's just a Walmart.
They merged with Amazon.
Yeah. All the benefits got cut. And, yeah.
Well, I'll get his name. While him and I are talking, look up what owner of Whole Foods merged with Amazon, however you would word that. Because the guy that was running it, he merged with Amazon, and that's when that changed. Yeah. I believe. Yeah. I believe if I'd have to look at the date.
The way I heard it is, from the way
that guy, Jack Mackey, reached out to Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos because at the time Whole Foods was like high, super high priced. Mm-hmm. The organic thing was starting to die out. so then they were losing money on a lot of their stores. So then he reached out to Amazon to merge. So now if you have a Prime account, you'll notice that you can order from Whole Foods.
Yes, and I have a little thing when I go to Whole Foods on my Prime little app.
Yeah. And also Instacart. They got it on there.
There you go.
Now, how crazy is that? You're going to take something off the market because you want you and me to go into a doctor, pay, whether you have insurance or not, they're getting paid one way or another, to give you some shit that doesn't work, that's just going to cause something else. And this is natural.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the moron who ruined myself. Not that. It's the administrator that ruined me. You know what I mean?
It's all big scheme, and then you have to go to a rehab center, and the rehab center pushes you out and then pushes you back in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about money.
That happened.
What we're gonna see, you're starting to see it now, is the people that have it to spend are going to be taxed exponentially. Everything costs more money. So you need a COVID test to go to work. There's a dozen places give you a free COVID test. But if you're traveling out of the country, you got to pay for a COVID test that's $180.
Right. And it's got to be done, within 3 days?
Within 3 days.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't make any sense.
It's a racket.
It's a racket. 100%. I mean,
you want to talk about extortion? Well, this isn't political. I mean, this is just general speaking.
That's right.
You want to talk about extortion?
Yeah.
I can't get on a plane if I don't drop $180 on top of my $1,000 ticket round trip that went up.
Exactly. And then you can't leave unless you get another COVID test to come back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Now I got to drop $400 on bullshit tests when I just got tested 3 days ago, and say I go for 2 days.
But the free one doesn't work.
Yeah, but the free one doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work.
Of course not.
Of course it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But that's what this has come to, man. How bad did the COVID affect like your firm? It rocked it.
Crumbled us. I mean, we did crazy numbers the first 2 years, and then COVID hit, and it hit right at spring break, which is that's where
that's your prime time.
That's where we make a clump for the year. We usually get 6 weeks out of spring break. We only got 2, and then I ended up having to chase down the last check because everything closed, and I couldn't get a hold of everybody at the location. It was at that time where I noticed, like I said, that the people that had money were spending money. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not letting this happen again. Like, how do I structure myself? So I'm kind of fleeing from the nightclub aspect and getting into more high-end clients and things like that.
Yeah, I think the idea that you're doing is awesome.
Yeah, if they, and then like I said, I have companies that call me right now that are trying to establish themselves here. One of them is Severance Security out of Texas. I'm spending a lot of time with them. They great group of guys. They're all ex-military.
Do you know Joe Sacramone?
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, he's not like high up in the company, but he's up there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Severance?
What's that?
Severance Security?
Yeah,
okay.
In Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when you run into him.
Yeah. I'll let him know.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
So I'm trying to get them established. So I'm giving them a lot of my old accounts, get them situated, and as we go along, if anybody needs anything, and then guys don't show up in the nightclub, I'm still there to help out.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be that guy in there anymore.
Yeah. So if you need those guys, just go on Instagram and hit them up.
That's what it is.
And he'll make it happen.
It's going to end up being like a network. If you need guys, you go on the website. If you're looking for guys, you can post a job post, and guys can hit you up. You can look at the guys that are listed on the website, hit them up, depending on credentials that you need. So that's what we're getting into now.
And if somebody wants to rent like an exotic car, or they want to rent, same thing, just go through Instagram.
That's right. Just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram.
I'm sorry, you had said that Facebook is your main one.
Yeah.
Okay. And just before we get into your pages, you were on Ironman 3, Beast Mode, Baller Season 1, Beast Mode, Burn Notice, although the guy's a dick. It was very popular at one time.
He helped me out.
Camel, cigarette model.
Yeah.
What's Icon?
This face. This face.
What's Icon Talent?
Icon is one of the agencies that I had when in Florida. You're allowed to have, I think, up to 6.
Oh, they have a limit of how many you got?
Yeah, in New York, it's one or two.
Really?
Yeah. If you have an agent, you're.
Why the hell? Why?
I have no idea.
control.
That's another thing I didn't get too involved with. Like you can get your SAG card and things like that. And
Yeah.
that's where it gets a little
Fuck all
shady.
that. Yeah. Then it gets weird.
Yeah, it's not fun anymore.
The Glades. I was trying to figure out what the Glades
So
was.
the Glades and Graceland, they were shows that didn't get many seasons. I think, Graceland maybe 2 seasons, and the Glades I think maybe 2 or 3. But again, there's a mug shot for some kid that's flipping through mug shots and looking for someone that had neck tattoos or something.
Yeah.
And then what was
And then you had Talent Direct.
Talent Direct? They're a great company out of Boca.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the one that got me, I think, most of the Burn Notice work. This was years ago.
Wow.
I'm talking over 10 years ago.
But at the time, that was on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a hell of a gig to get.
Yeah. So, I mean, they when you think about it, anybody can put their hat in the drawing to be on these. You start out as an extra. This is how it works. So if you're aspiring to be an actor, you get in with a talent company. They say, oh, there's some spots for, and then this is how you want to start. You start slow and you build your way up. So you take the $125 daily rate for an extra and you're on set. But one thing I noticed is that I'm on set, I'm seeing the same faces with the production company. So the production company sees me, knows who I am, and then by the time I realized it, I was getting a set like, oh, what's up, Garrett? How you doing? It's you again.
Yeah.
And then it's the same people. So I would get phone calls like, hey, the guy didn't show up today. Are you available? And I'd be like, okay, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
But you take those roles hoping that the actors or the director is going to see you and be like, hey, instead of just walking through the crowd, why don't you stop and say, hey, bud, when you speak on film, you go from $125 a day to like $700, $1,200.
Really?
It changes
It's a whole different
ball game. You speak on camera, whole different ball game, and that's how you.
And then that book I'm telling you to read,
Yeah.
Machiavelli.
Okay.
He says availability is everything.
That's
And
right.
then he says, would you rather be loved or feared? And he says, I would love to be loved.
Bronx
But-
Tale.
But yeah,
where I know it
there's a
from.
lot of
Okay,
quotes to that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Sonny says it in the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bronx Tale.
That is the
That's-
word by word fucking quote.
Love it.
If it wasn't
Love
on fucking YouTube, I'd play it right now because I get a chubby just when I hear it.
I've literally written that as a quote on my Facebook page many times. Is it better to be loved or feared?
Yeah.
Don't love him, they fear him.
Yeah.
Watch.
But
Ready?
it's better to be both, but it's very fucking difficult.
Right.
That's the key.
It's better to be both, but it's better to be difficult. So therefore, if I had to choose,
Yeah.
I'd rather be feared than loved.
Yeah.
Because if loved got the job done,
Yeah.
the war wouldn't be.
Love
the-
lasts long, or fear
world-
lasts longer than love.
Like, I'm just saying what he said. He just
Yeah.
says the world wouldn't be in the situation it's
Yes,
in.
exactly.
Just to show Garrett this, I got to. Machiavelli's
yeah,
my guy.
I'm gonna do that.
Go open up another tab and type in. It's not Machiavelli like Tupac, so it's spelled differently, but it will come up right. Just type in Machiavelli, loved or feared. Loved or feared. Quote. And we go, okay, or not. There. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But there's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Click on that one right there. Up. Yep. If it's not the one, then fuck it. Well, Anyway, it's from him.
much safer to be feared than loved because love is preserved by the link of obligation which owning business.
you got to read the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get in there.
If you go, you'll see it.
Okay.
And then yeah, there's a lot of good shit in there, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the other one he says, always keep your friends close. No, keep your enemies close, but keep your friends closer because
Right.
you already know that they're your enemies.
Right.
So you keep your friends closer.
Trust your enemies more than your friends. Your enemies stay the same. Your friends always change.
Same, just different word. Read that book,
right.
Machiavelli, or just read the quotes,
Mine was 50 Cent.
and you'll see that they got it from him.
That's right.
You know.
Yep.
All right, go to his Instagram. You got some cool shit on there.
Thanks, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
So what do we got here?
Okay,
Dad?
so we got that picture in the middle. Okay, that was the birthday, right there. So we one of the projects we're working on now is we are opening a high-end gourmet restaurant lounge in downtown Fort Lauderdale. It's called The Den. And what you see there is the crew.
Is it open?
Not yet.
Not
We
yet.
got a couple more weeks of construction, and we start looking at.
And it'll be
that
called The
stuff.
Den?
The Den.
Okay.
Yeah. FTL.
What I'll do is I'll get your number before you get out of here because Sean didn't give it to me, and then you can text me everything you want in the description.
For sure.
We'll put this out probably like Monday.
Okay.
Maybe.
Cool.
And we'll put everything in there,
Nice.
and I'll come down and check it out.
Yeah,
What kind of
sure.
food is it going to be?
All wide range.
Wide range.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's got all tapas and all kinds of stuff.
Awesome.
A lot of stuff. Sushi, tuna tower, the whole thing.
I do have a question for you. Now that you open up a restaurant, when you do Uber Eats, how much do they kill you?
Bro, I've literally had my accountant call me and ask me, bro, who's Bodega? Okay, it's a taco place in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, let's say you order a $10 order of tacos, it's $25 by the time it gets to your house.
Insane.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And that's with tip. So the thing is like you see your order's $15, and then it's $20 because of Uber Eats fee, and then you add gratuity on there for the kid that's driving it to you, and you give them decent tip.
I mean, as the restaurant.
I
I know Uber Eats is crazy.
we're not there yet. I don't know if we're gonna do Uber
Yeah,
Eats.
I was just curious to know,
Yeah.
so if you sell like $100 plate and Uber Eats delivers it,
Yeah.
what do you have to give them to do?
yeah.
Is what I was
Yeah,
asking.
I'm
I
not
was
sure
just
about that.
curious.
Yeah,
yeah,
that I don't know yet.
Sorry, maybe I missed.
Yeah,
I missaid
Yeah,
it.
no
yeah.
worries. Yeah. But no, I know Uber Eats gets their money. Whether or not they take it from you too, I mean they may.
Yeah, when we order, I always tip them.
Yeah.
I give them like $6 or whatever,
Yeah.
20% or
Yeah.
whatever it is. But
Yeah.
I'm just was curious to know what for them to
If they
work with
tax
you.
the
Do you
restaurant,
have to
yeah.
kick them 2
Probably
points?
a monthly. They probably charge you monthly or something.
You think it's like a flat fee?
Yeah.
They have a fee in there probably. That
Probably
maybe they
a monthly
pass it on to
fee
the
because
customer. You know what I mean?
and
You're
then
paying some fee that's
you're
how
probably
they get-
paying them to put your logo on the fucking
That's right.
app.
Because you got to
That's what
send
they're
them
doing.
all. You have to send them your menu and everything else.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do it, man.
That's it.
You have to
It
do
is
it.
what it is. Well, the thing with us is we're trying to keep it quiet and low key
Because you don't want to.
Yeah, again, on Friday, Saturday night, we're going to be
Yeah.
the spot, but
You
we're
want it
trying
to
to
be
keep it
more
upscale,
upscale?
100%.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
We're trying to literally change the narrative down there because it's gone to shit.
Good.
90% of the bars aren't open. The ones that are,
Really?
yeah, with the exception of one bar that everybody kind of frequents. There's another place that has fights every weekend, shooting every weekend, and the city is literally to the point where they have on Friday and Saturday night they put floodlights up and blast the club with these floodlights
And where is this at again?
downtown Fort Lauderdale, the art district.
Damn, it's that bad?
It's just this one pimple on the ass, bro. That just doesn't understand. They think they're taking profit over longevity or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where the city wants to come in and shut them down. And then we had a meeting with them and show them that we're trying to bring to the table, and they love us. Yes, that's what we want. Bring it, because it's like a Blue Martini vibe.
Yeah.
And then downtown Fort Lauderdale is mutating. They're saying it's going to be like the next Miami in the next couple of years. There's dozens of new high-rise condos going up. There's this one building. It's called Society. It's only one building's built so far. They're going to build another one. It's like 1,200 units in the two buildings.
Damn.
Yeah.
1,200 units.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then, it's so to have something that's reputable and upscale, it's going to be.
You're gonna keep it like mom and pop.
Yeah. I mean, maybe a couple of. I mean, he might want to do another location somewhere else.
No, I mean like would you ever franchise it?
He might. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all business.
All business,
If it
yeah.
turns into a place.
I just like that it's a nice, not let everybody in type thing.
And again, it's like Adam Sandler. He took
Yeah.
all his boys and put them on.
Well, they're the only ones you can fucking trust.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So you think by maybe end of May it'll be open?
Yeah. I'll
Good.
definitely let you know.
And hopefully this COVID thing
We'll see.
chills out.
Yep. Yep.
That will be the basis of how busy it gets.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying.
Thank God we're in Florida.
We'd be really screwed.
Yeah.
So you're definitely gonna want to do the Uber Eats
Yeah.
until it's over.
We'll see.
And when if you do it, let me know what they hate you for. I'm
Okay.
just curious.
For sure.
Go back to his Instagram, please. What's that nice ass setup? Is that
That's my house.
That's-
Well, I have two houses. I have a townhouse in Fort Lauderdale and then another house in Wellington.
now What light is that behind there? Click on that, Rob. Yeah.
It's just the.
I have them around. Is that the hue?
No, it's just something on Amazon.
Yeah, I got something like that, but I got the hue light. That looks badass.
Thanks.
Now, are you selling these?
I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want them. I don't know if you know Justin Rip Print. He's my guy, so I'll get an order.
Yeah.
Yeah, very successful printing company.
Yeah.
I've watched him build it from the ground up. Awesome.
I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, would I DM you to get that?
Yeah.
Say I want it or somebody wants it just to support you.
That's it. $20.
Nice.
Yep.
Size to fit, like
Yep.
normal size.
Tell me what you want.
That's your dog up there.
Yeah, that's one of them. We actually have 7 pits.
You got 7 pit dogs.
There's 7 pits.
They get along.
All of them.
Really?
Yeah, they miss each other when there's one missing.
That's awesome. I got 2. I got a French bulldog, and then I got a micro mini French bulldog.
Oh shit!
She was supposed
okay.
she was supposed to be this big,
Uh-huh.
but her, they're really rare
Mm-hmm.
because it was this whole thing to get her,
Yeah.
and her teeth weren't coming in, so she wouldn't eat.
Mm.
And when they sold her to me, they said, "Look, they usually don't make it.
Yeah,
they usually
that's
die."
little tiny dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause we're talking about a French bulldog
Yeah.
here. My Guido's, he's just
Of course.
I mean, you could throw him against the wall and he doesn't even phase him. He does. He run. You throw a toy, he'll go 100 miles an hour to
Bam.
the wall. Bam, would knock you out.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it would at least phase you. Doesn't even phase him.
Crazy.
So the little one couldn't eat. Her teeth weren't coming in, so I had to feed her Irish butter with all the
man.
for the calories.
Yeah.
And honestly, that kept her alive for
Sure.
6 months. But
Okay.
but she couldn't eat anything because they weren't coming in. So every day I would take a tablespoon of Irish butter. Which do you know what that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that
The
green
heavy
one?
Shit. Yeah.
Heavy shit.
Yeah.
But I mean a fucking tablespoon,
Yeah.
700-800 fucking calories. I was giving it to this broad 3 times a day,
Jesus.
but it kept her alive.
Okay.
But now she's a little
so
chunky.
chunky.
Yeah. But she's about twice as big as she's supposed to be.
Still no teeth?
No, she's got them now,
Okay,
but they're all
okay.
crooked and fucked up. But
Shit.
yeah, the amount that I spent on that little micro thing, but you can't get mad at it.
No. You
can't get mad at the
at all.
damn thing.
No.
9 of them, huh? And they get
7.
along. 7.
7.
How hard are they to raise?
To be honest with you, I have my routine. Some people might not like it, but it's called crate training.
Yeah.
For some reason, pit bulls don't piss and shit where they sleep, so that's how we kind of handled that. Now, and I'll be honest with you, rarely do they do anything in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every dog's different.
Yeah.
Like Guido, he was a real nightmare to stop from. I hated putting him
Stubborn.
in a
I think
cage.
the English bulldogs are a little stubborn though when it comes to the
Well,
training,
this
aren't
is a
they?
French.
Oh,
The
French bulldog,
English
yeah.
is even worse.
Yeah.
And they just slobber everywhere and all
Yeah.
this shit. This one was when it was a bad time in my life and I was alone. So when I went to get it, I got a show dog. I got a show one
That's my guy right there. From
because I
Down.
didn't want any problems. So his ears were like antennas. I'll show them to you quick before you leave.
Yeah.
And so when I got him, but I couldn't. I sent him to a trainer.
Yeah.
Everything. He wouldn't listen for shit.
So my client now has a mini Frenchie.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he actually was bred by The Rock.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
The Rock had a litter, and this was one of those puppies.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he's a fucking pain in the ass, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I end up having to pick up doggy duty every once in a while. So if I have to, like, if they're out of town and I got to watch the dog, first of all, he dominates the house. Every toy's his. You can't pet anybody else. He'll bark at you from across the room. But yeah, he pisses wherever he wants, shits wherever he wants. You can't yell at him.
So now I got him under control.
Okay.
And after a trainer and caging and pee pads and everything else, it took a couple hits on the ass. And anybody who wants to animal this dog could probably take a bullet and it would bounce off of him.
Yeah.
I didn't hit him hard. Just let him know, hey, this is wrong.
Yeah.
And after about 3 or 4 times, he won't.
Okay.
Now the mini, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget
Dumb.
it. Forget it.
Yeah.
Every day I
Never.
wake up, she pees in the house. It's not happening. You can tap her on the ass. You can put her in train. She doesn't give a fuck. And she will go, like, I'll give him, because this is funny because we both have dogs. You know what I mean? I'll give him a bone. I'll give her half of a bone because she's so small.
Yeah.
He'll devour it. and she'll walk around for 5 hours and tease him with the bone. And she will literally go up to him like this, right to his face, because she's got the bone to fuck with him. And, I think he thinks that's his kid.
Yeah.
Because they were both pretty young.
Right.
And she fucks with him 24 hours a day. If he goes to eat, she's got to eat. Yeah. If he goes to get a drink, and the toy, if he's got a toy, and now he's at the point, open the door and let me out back and get me away from this bitch. Mm-hmm. He'll stay outside all day and fuck his little girlfriend out there. He's got like a bed that he's just not. You want to talk about stamina?
That's it.
Boy,
yeah.
This Guido kid, man, if he was a human,
he's Italian.
If he was a human, he'd have girls lined up at the door because he can go for hours.
Uh-huh.
Wow. He tears up I got to buy him a bed.
Toys don't last too long in my house.
Every 2 weeks, he rolls it up and just hammers that thing doggy style.
Toys don't.
Good for him.
Good for him.
So you got 7 of those and you train them good. Good looking dog. I like the white right up the middle.
Yep. That's Frankie.
Yeah, that's Frankie.
Frankie.
They get such a bad rap, those dogs.
Oh, for sure.
They do.
Best dog I've ever owned. I have 2. We have one now. We had one in Pat.
You have a pit bull?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Philly. Her name is Philly. I don't know where she got that name from, but
maybe because you're from Philly. that when I saw that picture, I said, "Oh shit, no thanks." Don't.
So actually,
you better.
I got sent.
You
that
bring
shirt.
a gun to that fight.
I got sent that shirt from Kristen Nunn, who's a fitness model. She's she's a pretty dope chick. I told her that, she is.
She's ripped.
Yeah.
Wow. Ripped.
Yeah.
Ripped.
damn.
Yeah. So.
Ripped.
Was just showing love.
I actually like the haircut.
Yeah, she's a pretty cool chick.
Shout out to Kristen Nunn. You look good, girl.
Yep.
I'll just go. Yep. What else we got here?
Keith.
You got some cool stuff on here.
Thanks, bro. That was the riots right there. You just passed the night of the riots.
Up there?
Yeah.
Was that a total mess?
They didn't come downtown. They stopped at Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. They fucked up the Best Buy over there. I think they ran through the outlet mall, but they never came downtown. If you look at the next photo.
Go to the next one.
Yeah.
That's what you had.
That's what we had.
God.
Yeah.
And over what? Over what?
Well, this was just we had seen everything that was going on. This was after the things in Miami.
Yeah.
I'd seen they literally killed a store owner in the street with a skateboard. Yeah. That was one of that's like home base for me. Like I started $14 an hour and created my company while working there. So every time, whenever they need anything, I'm always there for them.
I just mean the riots are pointless. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it was just basically, safety, like a safety
preparation.
For the it's like anything else. Hurricane looting, it's the same shit.
That's a different one. That's not Frankie, right?
No, that's Frankie.
Yeah, he's got a good fur on him.
Yeah,
good looking dog.
Yep, he actually was given to me at 6 months old by a friend who couldn't handle him anymore, and that's how we got most of the dogs. They all showed up on our doorstep.
What are you watching up there? What's that?
That's John Wick.
There you go. There you get a preview of John Wick. Play it.
I'm on a plane back from L.A.
Unmute that. Yeah, he's not messing around.
Yeah, no.
It's not like sci-fi.
And it's just
see, with those movements, you got to have training.
You have to train.
It's not like sci-fi.
You know how everything works.
No.
So drop the mag, reload.
Look at that. Yeah. That's got one hell of a clip on there.
Yeah.
No, it's action film. It's like a
non-stop action.
Yeah, it's non-stop action.
I hate sci-fi.
No, I hate sci-fi too. No, it's like the guy that makes. I actually really like him, but he makes the same type of movie over and over and over again. What's his name? I think the last one was Lost. He plays his role great, but it's always the same role. Like his daughter gets stolen, and he goes and finds.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got to chill out with these running after people roles. He's
right.
not that guy.
Bomb ass actor. Bomb ass
sure.
movies.
Yeah.
but it's always the exact
Exact same
same
thing.
plot,
I know
role,
you.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Give me a voiceover. Give me a voiceover. Come on.
Oh, Jesus. What
Do it.
does he say? He goes, I don't know who you are, but I have a very particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good, man.
Yeah.
Look at like monkey to.
Yeah.
Well,
It's pretty close.
if you don't think that we have some relation to them,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's it. It's my spirit animal, though.
You might need your head checked a little bit. Cool logo, by the way.
Thank you.
I like it.
That was done by Rip Print, Jay.
Shout
over
out
at
to Rip Print,
Yes, sir.
Jay. Check him out because and it's hard to do a black. Like I do web design
Yeah.
or web pages, SEO. Like during the day, that's my
gotcha.
job.
Yeah.
And it is, believe it or not, that looks easy. That's a pain in the ass. to do.
We went through that back and forth for a month.
When somebody wants a black and white like that, and you want the curving around it, it's a bitch.
Mhm.
It's a real pain in the ass, and that came out really well.
Yep, and it says everything it just was the perfect image.
Yeah.
So that's
There's
the
your
Diamond
boy again.
Center for one of the Russian.
Where's that?
Trips.
Oh, right there.
Yep.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yep.
Some of the experiences you've had.
It's all fun.
Once your time, you're gonna have a lot of memories to go out with.
For sure.
You know?
Yep.
That hurt. Is that you?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It's only because you see each one of those lines.
Yeah.
There's about 1,000 of them. You heard that Chinese death of 1,000 cuts?
Yeah.
It's,
I have the same shoes. I run in those shoes.
I
They're
love
comfortable
those.
as hell to
Oh,
run.
yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I always like
Mexico.
looking at that shit.
It's the
Where's that?
Mexico. It's the police and the airport in Mexico.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Mm.
That's cool.
We were there for 4 days for the Swedish House Mafia concert. That's wifey there to the
There's
left.
wifey. Give a shout out to wifey.
Everybody- Amy, see you, babe.
Thank you, Amy, for allowing him to come on here. I'm gonna get him out of here soon. Don't worry.
She's
Not too much
working.
longer.
She's actually working, building her own business now.
Is she?
Yep. Go Figure Fitness.
Best of luck. You
Yeah.
got a great man. You
Yeah.
got a great man.
Thank you.
And I don't think anybody's gonna fuck with you either.
She can hold her own. She's a redhead.
Yeah, she's a redhead. They're scary. That's a cool little card. What's that say? Sorry, bro. No firearms allowed inside. That's a good one, dude.
Yeah.
Nice setup there.
Yeah, these are my. That's the
3 IMAX.
my
huh?
day job there. My client owns a call center. They have about 60 employees. I gotta make sure everything's maintained there as part of my job.
You got to get the new iMac coming out. Got that M1 chip. It's thin as hell.
You know what though? I just went to Android.
Dude,
Listen, so I still keep an iPhone for the
that's a big
for the
mistake.
business.
I just had a CIA agent in here. That's a big mistake.
Okay.
Even if you're doing everything.
I went to Facebook and I tried to get a synopsis. So what does your CIA guy say?
It's bullshit.
Okay. He
That-
said the iPhone is really that
iPhones-
more secure?
Fuck yes.
Okay.
Fuck yes.
Okay.
But the question is always, is the person on the other end secure? Your phone's secure. They're not
Gotcha.
getting your phone.
Something just happened today though with the iPhone.
No, what happened with the iPhone, it didn't happen with iPhone. It happened with Quantum. Quantum is who makes some of their chips for the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air. They didn't hack anything like personal information. What they hacked was the next 3 years of products coming out. So they have the actual
Holy shit.
drawing and date that it will come out. And they
Wow.
released yesterday just to prove they went to Quantum, and there's a $50 million ransom. And every day that they don't,
$1 million.
every day that Quantum doesn't give them the $50 million, they're going to release a future release from Apple
Holy
pertaining
shit.
to the computer part. They don't have anything on the
Yeah.
phones. They just have the computer parts.
Wow.
So yesterday they released the next Mac Pro with the M1 chip or the M2 chip, the next chip, and it's a 14-inch and 16-inch, and it's shaped differently. It has 4 ports on it. Blah blah blah. So they have what's coming out in the next 3 or 4 years. They have all of it, and every day that they don't pay the $50 million, they're going to release it. So they have access to the computers and the accessories. They don't have the phones.
Jesus. But
So,
still, and in this day and age, you gotta just assume it's gonna happen. Like if you think that you're on your phone, and this is one crazy thing that happened the other day. You heard of the chirp wheel?
no.
Okay, so it's a little like back stretching thing, and it's literally just a hard piece of circled plastic that you roll on your back. Okay? I have never typed it, spoken to anybody about it on the phone. It was literally sitting next to me while I was sitting on the floor in one of my friend's offices and stretching. And we were talking about it. I went back to my desk, sat it down, opened up Facebook. There's an ad for Chirp Wheel on my page.
Well, on the iPhone, if you update it or get the beta, because for the 15, you can sign for the beta. And when you go to Facebook, it will say, do you want this app to track you? Yes or no?
Oh, okay.
And if you hit no, it won't track you.
Yeah.
If you hit yes, then it
track
will.
you. But the fact that I wasn't on the phone and it was just sitting there.
It was tracking you constantly.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you go get an Android.
Hey, I didn't know. I just
Throw it in the trash can.
I was pissed off about the iPhone when I got it. And,
Throw it in the trash can.
all right. Trying to be.
I see you're not missing too bad there.
Yeah.
Throw that Android away.
I'm gonna look into it. I got 12 more days to see if I like it.
Get the iPhone 12 Pro. Or you got big hands.
Top right was BET Awards in Miami.
Oh, you were at the BET Awards.
Yeah.
How was that? Now,
Amazing.
really?
Busta Rhymes I met.
He's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool, right?
Super cool. And if you I don't even know what the word to say, but he's very, like, he has his standards too. Like, if you're not, like, if you're just, like, it was security. Like, if you're not there paying attention, you're on your phone, like, get out of here. Like, he thinks that if he's paying you, you deserve to respect his time. You know.
Well, he worked hard to get to work
exactly.
to the BET Awards.
Yeah.
Get off your fucking phone.
100%.
You know what I mean? I mean, I agree.
He
with
has
him.
his standards, but super cool dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you.
Wow, BET. Fuck, what haven't you done?
You get the aqua pool parties. That's one of Victor's things that he promoted.
Yeah.
Yep. That's when I was in my bigger days.
Go over to his Facebook. And now this is your personal one. This is where I saw all this stuff here.
Yeah.
You know, see right there, Baller Season 1 HBO, actor crowd shot, actor at Ironman 3, actor at The Glaze, owner and operator, we already know that, actor at Talent Direct.
South
Model
Beach Toe. Forgot about South Beach Toe.
Model for Camel. Model actor for Talent Direct. Model actor at Icon Talent. Model actor exceptional. Thanks, Rob. Exceptional events and entertainment. Former model at Camel Brand. Former actor at South Beach Toe. Former actor at Burn Notice.
Yep. From Midtown, New York.
If you don't think this guy's big time, you're out of your mind.
No.
So if they want to get a hold of you, they can hit you on here, or they can hit you on Instagram, and then this is for the business, right?
So like I said, little bro's got to get his acting gear with getting the website back up.
That ain't bad though. $25 an hour for a guy like you.
This was spring break.
That's
cheap.
So that's cheap.
The spring break is that's where I had trouble understanding why guys wanted to sit home and make $500 a week and not have the ability to make.
I mean, right there in one day you're gonna make $250. You're gonna make $300.
Yeah.
And you're going to something cool. Mm-hmm. You're just standing there looking around.
That's it. And it's on the beach.
Maybe there's a situation. Probably not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and you're gonna look at a lot of women.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't want to. Got to be careful. You know.
Perks of the job. You get to meet people.
Custom everything shop, from custom sneakers to PS4 controllers. They got to be going on.
That's my boy Jeremy. I give him some love whenever I can.
Jeremy, I bet you're out of those controllers.
He does literally can make you custom shoes, like Nikes. Let's say you want Gucci Nikes.
Really?
He'll get a Gucci bag, cut it up, and work it into your shoe, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's our 2020 Sprinter limo.
That's a badass. That's badass.
That's nice. How many people is that fit?
8.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do like bachelor parties?
Yeah, airport runs, bachelor parties. Like I said, during COVID, we were advertising that, if you wanted to get out of the house and 6 friends or whatever,
Does that go by the hour or by the day?
go by the hour or the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it depend on what day it is?
No, it's usually all the same. Sometimes, though, we include it with the Airbnb rentals. So if someone's staying at the house, we include that with their stay.
If you don't want to answer, it's okay. The $7 million Airbnb, what do you charge a night to stay there?
Well, that ranges like $2,500 a night, but it's a 4-night minimum, and we honestly get people that book it.
That's a good move.
We get people that book it for anything from 2 weeks to 2 months.
Yeah.
So we had, I can't say who, but very influential people there that they literally paid $110,000 for 2 months.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good move, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a good move. $7 million, $2,500. That's really not that bad.
That house was, seeing what, again, it's not mine, it's my client's. I just maintain it. He, just seeing how that operated during COVID was like, this is a new business we should get into. So that was the
great idea.
Yeah, for sure.
And then what is the Sprinter run?
About $125 an hour, or if you wanted
that is not bad at all, man.
Yeah,
that is really good prices.
If you want it for the day, it's $1,300 for the whole day.
I'm gonna come to you. My buddy's getting married in July. I keep telling him to come down here for his bachelor party. So if he's listening and watches this, come to Miami.
I get you a lot of business. I get you a lot of business.
Right.
Yeah, like you'll have calls tonight. No, $125 an hour for that. And then the exotic cars, you would go to a third party for that?
Yeah, I go to a third party.
But you would still bank off of it, right?
I mean, it depends what the rates are. If it's something, if you have a budget and it doesn't fall in your budget, I'm not going to go crazy.
Oh, there's Victor.
There he is. That was the one was it last year? Yeah, last year.
Who is the guy? Who's the one on the left? Is that Nicholas David?
No, I think that the one on the right is Nick.
And then that's
I don't know the one on the left. I don't think.
How do I co-found?
Oh, he's the Paradise and Monkey guy.
No, I know
that's the Paradise and Monkey. Yeah. No, that guy is.
The guy on the left. I know
the
who
Monkey
that
and
is.
Paradise guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know him too well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's young. I met him.
Nice.
Yeah.
X out of that. Get down. What the hell is that one? Oh, these are just people posting on your thing.
No, that was us just saying that we're like the Angie's List of security. So if you need anything from, training to a system in your home, we'll take care of it.
When you say system in the home, you mean like a security system? Wow. So you guys can install security systems?
I have. Well, it's the network. I have companies that install systems.
Yeah, you need to get a webpage built.
Yeah, we gotta get my little brother back to work.
I mean, obviously, it's not hurting.
So that's exactly how we were selling it. We were like Angie's List for security.
Yeah.
Anything you need protection wise, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
LinkedIn, I got to pay more attention to. It's been a minute.
Yeah, I didn't realize how big LinkedIn was until I did this YouTube stuff. Because I do marketing and the contracts, and for marketing like a jewelry shop. Like I do a jewelry shop. I do a consulting firm. They're not really like. You're not going to get LinkedIn people to come for that.
Gotcha.
So I never really messed with it.
Yeah, this was, I think, more I set up when I was doing in the vitamin industry, and I was looking to make a change in the career, and then I revamped it when security became the deal.
But once I started doing YouTube, I went back to LinkedIn because there's like a thing to share.
Okay.
And it really works. Okay. I didn't realize it.
I'm going to start using it to hire because that's where nobody wants to work right now.
You know what you do? Go to Craigslist and find a retired guy that wants to get the hell away from his wife.
Brother, I put 2 ads on Craigslist with my personal phone number. The phone has not rang once in 2 days.
Wow.
Okay. Nobody wants to work.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
When I had my engineering firm, I got everybody off Craigslist.
Yeah. Even my boy said on one of my recent posts, he goes, if this post was 2 years ago, 30 people would have been commented, and nobody.
You believe that? He's posting on Craigslist $25 an hour to go work at like a decent event.
People are
and nobody called. What?
Lazy. Fucking.
That blows my mind.
Because they all want.
But then you know what, Garrett? They'll be at home and they'll say, "Man, this guy owes me $100. I did this for him.
Yeah.
You know, I need this. I'm broke. You moron. Right there, you could go make $300 standing.
Yeah.
You know what I laugh about?
Fucking crazy.
I guess I have a little bit bigger heart sometimes than my wife. Not her. You know, you'll be driving, you'll see the people holding the signs, right? You know, hey, I'm family, I'm need this. I'll give him $1.
100%.
But she doesn't do it. I'm like, why?
Yep.
She's like, he can go down the road and find a job at McDonald's and work.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places where he can go find a job to work.
I'm with your wife. I don't give him shit.
No.
I drive right the fuck by him.
I'm with him. I got a little
I don't
cup
care.
For singles just for him.
Fuck that.
But they're right there's the prime example. There's people that can. There's so many jobs.
Yeah.
Don't, you know. And there's enough people giving them change. I don't need to give them my change because I know what the fuck they're gonna go do with it.
Yeah.
And it's not like they can't get a job right now. You know, if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
You know. So you got a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yep.
And thank you very much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Being here.
I mean,
definitely.
you're like the low key celebrity, like you always wanted to be.
That's it. Just off to the side.
So we're moving to the new studio over the weekend.
Okay.
And then when I do, come back in, and
Definitely.
when we'll finish up, we'll do another 2-3 hours.
All right.
You know, and we'll break it up into two, so it's
Okay.
not 1 6-hour block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got you.
Because there's a lot more I wanted to get to, but
Okay.
I'll have you in the new studio
All right.
if that's cool with you.
100%.
Give me your number. I'll set you up with my guys. They'll be calling you.
You got it, bro.
Hey, they'll be calling you for security too.
Okay.
Cool guys.
I'm ready.
Real cool guys.
We're ready.
Anything else you want to shout out?
Well, we're good.
And a T-shirt. I'm gonna get a T-shirt.
Yeah, I'll
I
definitely
like
take
it.
care of that
I
for
like
you.
it. Definitely.
sure.
All right, man. Thank you
bro.
very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro.
Keep that hard work up.
Definitely.
And the best thing about you is you kept your friends with you.
That's right.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
All right, brother.